746-2744 or visit artesiachamber.com.
Vitalent presents the Battle of the Badges blood drive at the Hagerman High School Commons area Wednesday, July 23rd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Join your local first responders to donate blood. Vote in a friendly competition between departments and get a free t-shirt. Sign up 575-625-9743. To have your event listed on the KSVP community calendar, email calendar@ksvpradio.com. Please let us know at least 1 week in advance.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Vice President Vance has returned to Capitol Hill to cast a tie-breaking vote in the Senate, if necessary, to get the huge spending and tax cut bill across the finish line. Senators worked through the night again, crafting their version of a bill and hoping that Congress can get the final version to President Trump by his July 4th deadline. GOP Senator Tom Cotton is bullish on the bill.
It will be the largest tax cut in American history for working Americans. It's going to help rebuild our military, secure our border, unleash American energy production, and so much more. And the Democrats are consistently voting against every one of those things.
The Arkansas Republican on the Salem Radio Network. We are learning more about the gunman who ambushed firefighters in Idaho.
Authorities say the man who shot and killed 2 firefighters shot the firefighters after they asked him to move his vehicle. The shooter also critically wounded a 3rd firefighter during a barrage of gunfire that lasted for hours. The firefighters had raced to battle a blaze at Canfield Mountain in Idaho, which was intentionally set by the shooter. Authorities also say it appears the shooter then killed himself. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The victim's family say Brian Koberger has agreed to plead guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students in 2022 as part of a deal with prosecutors to avoid the death penalty. A change of plea hearing has been set for tomorrow. Garbage collectors among the Philadelphia city workers who have gone on strike, and in the heat and humidity of the summer, you know what that means. Roll up your windows and hold your nose. A total of 9,000 city workers in Philadelphia have walked off the job. Watching Wall Street ahead of the opening bell, Dow futures 42 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-894-9190 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-894-9190. That's 800-894-9190. What do you have to lose? Call 800-894-9190. Again, 800-894-9190.
Heavy flooding in central and southern China leaves at least 9 dead while chasing thousands from their homes.
Rivers have overtopped dikes and poured into city streets, housing complexes and shopping malls. Rapid urban development appears to have worsened the problem, and the Communist Party authorities who control all media have been especially reticent in their news releases about the toll floods have taken. Although China experiences flooding each summer, the images are some of the most dramatic in years, and many of them have spread on social media to avoid official censors. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
It's been a deadly explosion at a pharmaceutical factory in India. The powerful explosion destroyed the building, killing at least 36 people, injuring dozens more. Officials say 108 workers were inside at the time of the blast. DNA testing being conducted to identify the victims. A government panel now investigating the cause of the explosion. News and analysis, townhall.com. 2 former presidents raised concern over the Trump administration's gutting of the main U.S. aid agency.
Barack Obama and George W. Bush delivered video remarks to staffers at the U.S. Agency for International Development and faulted Donald Trump for slashing the humanitarian agency. Obama called the dismantling inexplicable and a colossal mistake. And Bush defended PEPFAR, an AIDS and HIV prevention and care program that he signed into law that's credited with saving 25 million lives around the world. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Activewear fashion retailer Lululemon has filed a lawsuit against Costco. It accuses the wholesale club operator of selling lower-priced knockoffs of some of its most popular apparel. Lululemon Athletica claims in the suit, filed in U.S. District Court for the Central District of California, Costco has acted unlawfully. More on these stories, townhall.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. Here's hoping it is a firecracker of a day. And this is from the Widow's Mite. Today, Joan, you're going to receive a flower from Nell's Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Joan Gilchrist.
All right, good morning, Artesia. It is Tuesday, July 1st, and I am your host, Scott Pettis. So glad to be back in studio with you. Hey, we've got a packed show today. We've got the Artesia General Hospital coming up in this hour, Chamber in the second. We're going to talk to a representative from the fair, and Aaron Irving, and our Eddy County DUI representatives in the third hour today. And so super excited. Lots and lots to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump into some scripture to start the day off. Today I went to Psalm 149. Psalm 149. Where it says, "Praise the Lord, sing to the Lord a new song, his praise in the assembly of the godly. Let Israel be glad in his maker. Let the children of Zion rejoice in their king. Let them praise his name with dancing, making melody to him with tambourine and lyre. For the Lord takes pleasure in his people. He adorns the humble with salvation. Let the godly exult in glory. Let them sing for joy on their beds. Let the high praises of God be in their throats, and a two-edged sword in their hands, to execute vengeance on the nation and punishments on the people, to bind their kings with chains and their noble with fetters of iron, to execute on them the judgment written. This is the honor for all his godly ones. Praise the Lord. The reason I landed on that this morning is I preached a little bit this weekend. We're working our way through the book of Ezra, and as the people are gathered back to Israel, it's clear that Scripture understands worship not as something to fulfill you, it's not something to just bless you, though it does. Our worship is warfare. We look at Ephesians 6, where it talks about our battle is not against flesh and blood, but against principalities and the powers. Well, how do we battle against them? Well, our first and foremost weapon is our worship, gathering together as the people to worship our God. It's interesting when you look through Scripture and you look at stories like 2 Chronicles. King Jehoshaphat, when faced with all of his enemies, he appointed singers to praise the Lord, and it was God who caused their enemies to destroy each other. In Joshua, what did the Israelites do to destroy Jericho? They marched around it and sang. Even in Acts, when Paul and Silas are locked in prison, they prayed and sang hymns, which led to an earthquake, which set them free. Our worship is warfare. And in order to rightly do that, in order to worship to the point that our worship has power over the principalities and powers of this world, we have to gather together in order to do that. Hebrews 6 says, don't forsake the gathering of the saints. One of the things that's been on my heart for a long time as a minister here in town is the majority of this town, you would profess yourself to be Christians. You would profess yourself to be followers of Christ. But we're not all gathering on Sunday. The whole town isn't gathering together in worship. Think of the power, think of the change, think of the amazing things that could happen if all those who profess Christ gathered together on Sunday morning and worshiped him, sang to him, prayed to him, listened to his word, confessed their sins, partook of the Lord's Supper. The power and the grace that comes from doing that is second to none. That's what Scripture calls us to do. So my encouragement to you is this week, as I want you to walk in thought of that. Think about that. If every time the world, you're faced with a struggle of the world, and you look and you see how things are going this way or that, and they don't seem to line up with what God would want for our city and our state and our nation, realize, what am I doing? Am I gathering together with the body, and are we worshiping together? Are we growing in strength and power through that? And if not, find a body to gather to. Find godly elders and leaders to set under, to be guided and trained and taught how to fight this battle in this war. All right, that's my encouragement to you today, Artesia. Hey, let's go ahead and take a quick weather break. When we come back, we'll look at our calendars.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for Independence Day. We'll be back to sunshine, but in the meantime, we have that humid airflow coming in from the south. Rain and thunderstorms today, upper 70s on the high. Got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms for the overnight hours, too. We'll be in the mid-60s, and then showers and thunderstorms continue on Wednesday with our high in the upper 70s. A few showers Thursday, sunny Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
I see your picture, your name in lights.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, so looking at the graphic here, it looks like we're cloudy and rainy and high in the 70s today. So Hobbs 71, Roswell 75, Carlsbad 72, Artesia 71. So it's pretty nice out there right now, I'll be honest. And hopefully we get a little more of that rain from the sky. We can always use that. It's a good thing when God brings that to us. Hey, let's jump into our calendars. Hey, if you didn't know, Artesia Public Schools offers free summer meals to kids and teens 18 years and under. You don't have to apply, you don't have to register, you don't have to do anything. Just show up to either Park Junior High School or Zia Intermediate. Breakfast 8:30 to 10, lunch 11 to 1. And what are they having over there today? July 1st, breakfast ham and cheese croissant. Lunch pizza stick, marinara sauce, fresh baby carrots, and watermelon. Over our senior meal site today, they're going to be having red chili enchiladas with lettuce and tomatoes, pinto beans, Spanish rice, and jello, apricot jello for dessert. All right. Over at the Senior Center today, no special events over at Senior Center, but don't forget, they got the exercise video at 8:15, and then they got hand and foot today, line dancing, fusing fun, ceramics, and poker at 2 o'clock. So if you want to get over there and hang out, lots of fun stuff going on over there every day. At our library today, for the kids this morning, origami, said that weird, origami and handprint workshop from 10:30 to 11:30. For the kids, teens this afternoon, Galaxy tote bags from 1:30 to 2:30. And then a database seminar for the adults this evening at 5:30. So head on over to the library. All right, who's got birthdays on July 1st? Wow, that's quite a list there. Gene Graham, Paul Wolfer, Lori Brassfield, Juanita Garul, Donna Rhino, Sue Brazil, Tanya Lehman, Joan Gilchrist, and Elizabeth Bohati. All right, happy birthday to all of you. Let's check in with some of our sponsors. We'll come back and see what's going on around the community.
Are you ready to make a difference in the lives of students and athletes right here in the City of Champions? Artesia Public Schools is now hiring school bus drivers for routes and activities. A CDL, background check, and drug test are required, but don't worry, we'll help you get your CDL. Join the team and drive our Bulldogs to success on the road and in life. Visit bulldogs.schoolspring.com to learn more. That's bulldogs.schoolspring.com. Drive the pride of Artesia.
NMDOT presents.
Are you serious?
I'm Jules.
And I'm Nico. Today we're looking at the top 3 most dangerous things you can do while driving. Number 3 is shaving your cat. Number 2, juggling buttered Slinkies.
Is that butter?
And the number 1 most dangerous thing you can do while driving is being drunk.
We know that summer is party time, but you don't want it to be jail time.
So how about we designate a driver instead?
Yeah, shout out to the DD.
Hey, New Mexico, help us end DWI. This message brought to you by NMDOT.
I'm David. I work for Chevron, and this is my New Mexico. The beautiful skies, the perfect day of fishing on the Pecos River. It doesn't get any better than that. Conserving the natural beauty in New Mexico, it's important to me. Working for a company that values that, that's one of the things I love about Chevron.
Learn more at chevron.com/David.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. 669 head of cattle sold on Monday on an uneven market with excellent buyer attendance. Compared to last week, stocker calves sold steady to 5 higher, feeder cattle steady to 10 lower, packer cows and bulls $2 higher, 3 to 400 pound steers $480, $490, 3 to 400 pound heifers $455, $490, 4 to 500 pound steers $402, $480. 4 to 500 pound heifers $377, $455. 5 to 600 pound steers $367, $402. 5 to 600 pound heifers $331, $377. 6 to 700 pound steers $350, $367. 6 to 700 pound heifers $327, $331. 7 to 800 pound steers $274 to $327. 7 to 800 pound heifers $327, $350. Packer cows $165, $190. Canner or 180. Canner and Cutter cows 145, 150. Packer bulls 185, 194. Feeder bulls 172, 175. The top half the cow calf pairs $2,700 to $3,200 per pair. Top half the bred cows $2,400 to $3,000 per head. No sale next week in observance of Independence Day. Be back selling Monday, July the 14th. We do appreciate the business. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
A special 4th of July night at Adobe Rose featuring Roswell's funnest garage band for over 17 years running, Hang Loose. From 7:30 to 10:30 p.m., they'll be there playing a blend of classic rock with a hint of country. Great music and always a good time. Enjoy the taste of New Mexico, your favorite cocktails, beer, or wine at the Adobe Rose, located just off 13th and Ritchie in Artesia. All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, let's see what we've got on our flyer clipboard. Starting off with Summer Volleyball Camp. Summer Volleyball Camp, July 1st through 3rd. So that begins today. Let's see, the events are going for 7th and 8th graders. That begins at 9 a.m. this morning, goes from 9 a.m. to noon each day. And for the younger kids, 3rd through 6th, they're going to be practicing at 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Registration fee is $50 for 3rd to 6th graders, $75 for 7th to 8th graders. Just get up there and go. I spoke to Coach the other day. She said just walk in this morning, try to be a little bit early for that time and get registered. And they're going to take registration and payments right there on site today. So hope everybody can get up there and go to volleyball camp and really, really enjoy that. Hey, we've also got the Wool Lead Show is spinning up. So this is a fair event called the Wool Lead Show. It'll be happening Friday, July 25th at 4 p.m. We're having information meetings out at Sun Country Homes and Gardens. So if you know someone who would be interested in the Wool Lead Show, which is kind of part fashion show, part animal show. All you got to do, if you want to know more information, go out today, Tuesday, July 1st at 9 a.m. to Sun Country Homes and Gardens and talk to the ladies out there, and they will get you all set up. All right, blood drive. Tuesday, July 1st at the Eddy County Community Center in the Southeastern New Mexico College, room 102. So this one's in Carlsbad at the Southeastern New Mexico College, and they're going to be in room 102, and that goes from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. today. So if you want to give blood, head on over there. And this weekend is 4th of July. There's still time to register. Lots of events going on. Both Thursday and Friday will be the pickleball tournaments, depending on which category you'd put yourself, novice or expert type thing. So you can go sign up for pickleball on Friday at that morning is the 5K, and if you want to sign up and run the 5K, there's also volleyball on Friday, cornhole on Friday, the golf scramble as well, and then the parade happens at 9 a.m. on Friday, and then let's see, disc golf is going to be on July 5th, and then the custom drone show will be Saturday night at dark. So lots to enjoy there. We'll hear more about that from the chamber today. And don't forget, 4th of July is a great time to stop and reflect on what we're celebrating. And one of the ways you can do that is by reading the Declaration of Independence, knowing what those guys put on the line for this country, what they were saying, what the founding principle of this country is. So take some time to read through the Declaration of Independence, if not Thursday, then sometime this week. Also on Saturday, July 5th, before the drone show, in Artesia. KSVP 990 will air the pre-show leading up to the drone show, which will include a reading of the Declaration. And we'll also be doing the soundtrack for the drone show, too. So tune in to us and hear that soundtrack that goes along with the drones. Let's see. Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico this weekend on July 4th over at 200 North Lee Avenue in Roswell is going to be having their Chuck Wagon event. So you're going over there to the museum, or I guess not a museum, is it? But Historical Society, and they're going to have Chuck Wagon, a stock car, free refreshments, and special gifts on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, they'll be at the US UFO Festival, and they're going to have a family fun day, daily promotions, and special gifts while they last. All right. I didn't even know the UFO Festival was this weekend, but I guess I should have caught that from this, reading this for the past few weeks. All right. Artesia Boys High School Soccer Camp, summer events. There's 2 camps going on. There's a kids soccer camp for 4-year-olds all the way to 5th graders. And that happens next week, July 7th through 9th. And times are broken up by what grade you're in. There's also a development camp happening those same days, and that's for boys and girls entering 6th through 8th grade, and that happens July 7th through 9th. If you'd like to get signed up, it says you can call Myrna at 575-914-1140. Next Tuesday, July 8th, we'll be having Andy Mason at the library. He's a music artist. It's an educational, interactive, fun concert for kids of all ages. That'll be happening Tuesday, July 8th at 5:30 p.m. Bring the family for an evening of singing and dancing with our friend Andy Mason. Free and open to the public of all ages. All right, this is a new one here. In-car food service event. They'll be providing a detailed discussion regarding participation and application for food vendor services during the National Championship air races. So if you're a food vendor, you're going to want to go to this and find out how you get signed up to be at the in-car. That's going to be happening at the ENMUR campus, the ITC Commons building, which is at 23 West Mathis Street in Roswell, on Wednesday, July 9th at 9 a.m. In order to attend, you need to RSVP to 575-622-1975. Once again, RSVP to 575-622-1975. Next food distribution is set for next week, July 11th in Carlsbad and Artesia. So if you need to go to that, don't forget, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday, will be the Artesia Main Street Oil Patch Market, and it'll be over at the Derrick Floor, and it's a really fun event. I mean, I was out there last month, and just tons and tons of vendors. So get out there, go see what everybody's got to offer. And if you want to be a vendor, you can contact Artesia Main Street on their website, artesiamainstreet.com, or stop by the office and get signed up for that. All right, VBS. VBS is being offered by the Forever Free Fellowship at 801 West Grand, and that'll happen July 14th through July 18th from 1 to 4 p.m. There will be puppet shows, Bible stories, crafts, snacks, and all kinds of games. And so if you'd like to be a part of that, you can call 575-635-7555. Also coming up, not next week, but the week after, July 14th through 18th, is the Art and Science Summer Camp for kids ages 5 to 13. And this is at the Ocotillo. Space is limited, however. And so if you'd like to get signed up for that, it's $60 per camper. You can go on to artesiaartscouncil.com or drop by the Ocotillo and talk to the ladies there. What else we got going on at the Ocotillo on their flyer? So the Art and Science Camp this month. They got JD and the Badlands Street Dance on the 19th, which is also National Day of the Cowboy. So they got some events going on that weekend right before the fair starts, so that'll be good. And then went to the Missoula Children's Theater show this last weekend. It was really, really good. Man, they do an awesome job of that. So there's another iteration of that coming up this month, so you can get your kids signed up for that, $60. And they begin the week after the fair. So audition will be held on the 28th all the way through August 2nd. They'll be doing that performance. So if you want to get your kids in that. Yeah, let's see. Anything else? Next Republican Women's Club of Carlsbad meeting and Artesia night meeting will be on Thursday, July 17th. So if you want to see what the Republican Party of Eddy County is doing, you can go to one of those meetings on Thursday, July 17th. The Republican Women's meet at Stevens Inn and Restaurant in Carlsbad, lunch starting at 11:30. The North Eddy County night meets at the Artesia Country Club, and they meet at 5:30. Program starts at 6. The Eddy County Fair Queen Contest. If you're a young lady between the ages of 14 and 19 years old, and you're a current member of Eddy County 4-H or FFA chapter, and you have 1 year prior Eddy County Fair experience, you can sign up to be you can sign up to compete in the Eddy County Fair Queen Contest. For more information, call 575-703-5139. Applications are available here at KSVP 317 West Quay or in anywhere that you can pick up a Eddy County Fair book. All right, 2 more, and then I think we got it all. Ducks Unlimited Banquet coming up Saturday, July 19th. If you'd like to get tickets for that, you can call 575-703-7431. And don't forget, July 19th also is the Weed Bluegrass Festival, 29th Annual Bluegrass Festival. That happens from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. there at the Weed Community Building at 22 Weed Road. And entrance fee is only $15 per person or $30 for an entire family group. So head on up and check out some good bluegrass music. All right, time for a commercial break.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A 19-year-old is now charged with criminal counts in connection to what police say was an accidental shooting that resulted in the death of the man's 17-year-old brother in Roswell. Diego Bueno Ibarra is charged with involuntary manslaughter and negligent use of a deadly weapon for the death of Brian Bueno. Roswell police say the shooting happened Friday night in the alley behind the 500 block of Hickory Drive near the brothers' home. Police determined that the brothers were hanging out with several other people and popping fireworks and drinking alcohol. At some point, the group was sitting on the beds of 2 pickup trucks facing each other. That's when Diego allegedly began handling a gun. At some point, Diego pulled the trigger and the gun went off, with the bullet striking his brother Brian in the head. As you can expect, most local government offices will be closed Friday for the 4th of July holiday. The Roswell Visitor Center and Nancy Lopez Golf Course at Spring River will open on the 4th. Roswell City bus service and trash pickup will be altered because of the holiday. Roswell Transit will have their buses in operation on the 4th, but for fewer hours than usual. The buses will run the Main Street route from 9 to 5. Call-in requests for pickup on other streets will also be available on Friday. Additionally, the Solid Waste Department's trash pickup for the week of June 30th, which includes the 4th of July, has been adjusted. Areas normally picked up on Thursday will be picked up on Wednesday, and areas normally picked up on Friday will be picked up on Thursday, so a day before. The landfill will be closed on Friday. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's a song for Lowell's Pharmacy, and when it's over, I'll explain why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
You and your family getting all the things you need, where personal service is always guaranteed. Prescriptions fill faster with dependability. That is why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
At Lowell's Pharmacy, we are called the Family Pharmacy. Let me spell it out for you. The F stands for fair prices and everything. The A is for accurate prescription service. M for the many professional services we provide. The I is for immediate service, L for the luxury of getting everything you need in just one place, and the Y is for you.
And that is why we're called the Family Pharmacy.
Lowell's Pharmacy, 612 North 13th, across from the hospital in the Artesia Professional Building. Lowell's Pharmacy.
Let me present a situation to you. You're in traffic, sitting in your car. It's a hot day. You're sweating and thirsty. A kid walks up to your window selling cold bottles of water. You need one. I'm Kim Commando for Oracle. In business, you can have better, cheaper, and faster with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. Try OCI for free at oracle.com/Kim. Now back to the story. That happened to Tristan Richardson in Atlanta. Only she didn't have any cash on her. She did, however, have Cash App. So Tristan pulled the app up on her phone. The boy swiftly grabbed it, saying he needed to type in the right username to get the payment. He gave the phone back. She sent the payment, drove away. It didn't take her very long to look at the app. She didn't pay the boy a couple of bucks for water, more like $1,100. And because it was done through an app, she can't get her money back. Reports of this type of scam are surging across the United States. So your gentle reminder, never let strangers handle your phone. And start your day with my free newsletter so you're always tech smart. Sign up at getkim.com. In business, they say you can have better, cheaper, or faster, but you only get to pick two. But what if you could have all three at the same time? That's exactly what some of the world's most innovative brands and AI tech companies have since they've upgraded to the next generation of the cloud, Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. OCI is the blazing fast platform for your infrastructure, database, application development, and AI needs, where you can run any workload in a high availability, consistently high performance environment and spend less than you would with other clouds. So how is it faster? OCI's block storage gives you more operations per second. Cheaper? OCI costs up to 50% less for computing, 70% less for storage, and 8% less for networking. Better? In test after test, OCI customers report lower latency and higher bandwidth versus other clouds. This is the cloud built for AI and all your biggest workloads. Right now, with zero commitment, try OCI for free. Head to oracle.com/Kim. That's oracle.com/Kim.
Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia presents a listing of today's obituaries. We have one new obituary for Evelyn Jean Sutton. Evelyn passed away on June 30th at 7:30 a.m. in Roswell at the age of 81. Our mom, grandma, granny, great-grandma, aunt, and friend loved life, Artesia, and her family. Jean was born on February 12th, 1944, to Ralph and Evelyn Hill in DePaul, Indiana. After World War II, her dad came home and the family returned to New Mexico, where she attended school in Local Hills, then later moved to Artesia in 1956 with her family, where she graduated from Artesia High School. Jean then received her RN degree from Hardin-Simons University in Abilene, Texas. She returned to Artesia to begin her nursing career, and after her nursing career, she retired from the Navajo refinery. In her retirement, she loved seeing and visiting with her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren and friends. She always wanted to know when you were returning for your next visit before you ever left. Jean enjoyed her two beloved fur babies, Spice and Daisy, to no end, and they were always by her side. She enjoyed spending time in her backyard and keeping her house as colorful and happy as possible. Jean was preceded in death by her parents, Ralph and Evelyn Hill of Artesia, her brother, Tommy Hill of Lake Arthur, niece, Robin Hill of Lake Arthur, and longtime partner, Carl Wagner of Local Hills, New Mexico. Survivors include her three children, Jeff Foy and wife Joy of Capitan, New Mexico, Tony Sutton and wife Stacy of Artesia, Renee Hope and husband Mark of Artesia. Grandchildren, Brandy Airdy of Fort Worth, Scott Foy of Artesia, Skylar Valencia and partner Alyssa of Artesia, Michaela Sutton, and five great-grandchildren, several nieces and nephews, as well as her longtime friend Linda Jackson of Artesia. The family would like to thank Mom's home care nurse Yoli and J&J Home Care, Mom's hospice nurse Yvonne, Inhabit Hospice, and the entire staff of Genesis for their unwavering care, help, and support they have shown to Mom and our family. A celebration of life will be held in Artesia, date and time to be determined. This listing has been presented as a service by Turpin & Son Mortuary of Artesia. We make it personal.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for Independence Day. We'll be back to sunshine, but in the meantime, we have that humid airflow coming in from the south, rain and thunderstorms today, upper 70s on the high. Got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms for the overnight hours, too. We'll be in the mid-60s, and then showers and thunderstorms continue on Wednesday with our high in the upper 70s. A few showers Thursday, sunny Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, looking at the weather, yeah, it's 72 and cloudy, and that's what it looks like it's going to be today. Some scattered thunderstorms throughout the day. Tomorrow looks quite the same. And then Thursday, it'll start, the sun will come back out, it'll warm back up, and we'll get up to about 93 for 4th of July, 97 on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, Saturday and Sunday's up in the mid to upper 90s, and then it kind of seems like it's going to stick there all next week, so it's a pretty nice summer. Let's don't jinx it. I'm not going to complain about it, man. It has been a nice summer. So, all right. Hey, Artesia, I wanted to look at a few other things. We've got our next guest coming in at 7:45, Artesia General Hospital, and they'll come in and tell us what all they've got going on. One of the things I forgot to mention that's coming up, of course, the fair. We know the fair is right upon us. It's here in the next couple weeks. If you didn't hear in the last hour, don't forget we got Wool Lead informational meeting out at Sun Country Homes and Gardens today at 9 a.m. If you got kids that are interested in doing that, head on out there. And then the concert series. I hope you guys are excited for the concert series coming up during the fair. It's going to be really good concerts this year. We've got, for the Faith and Family Night, we've got Unspoken and Rhett Walker. Two really good Christian artists. I'm looking forward to having them here. And then Friday night is Chris Young, and that's going to be an amazing concert. There with the rodeo or the bull riding. It's going to be a lot of fun. So hope you guys can get out to there. Well, let's go ahead and knock out this last commercial break so we can bring our next guest in here in a few minutes and see what the hospital's got going on.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. President Trump sent a letter to Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell urging the central bank again to lower interest rates. The administration has stepped up public pressure on the Fed, with some top officials floating the possibility of announcing Powell's replacement. The United States will resume trade negotiations with Canada immediately after Ottawa scrapped its digital services tax targeting U.S. technology firms. President Trump signed an executive order on Monday ending U.S. sanctions on Syria, following through on his promise to do so. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the move was designed to promote and support the country's path to stability and peace. Sanctions will remain in place on ousted former President Bashar Assad. Home Depot is buying specialty building products distributor GMS for $4.3 billion. The acquisitions arrived as booming sales from the pandemic fade and Home Depot intensifies its focus on professional builders. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Celebrate the 4th of July Artesia style. This town is lighting up with action-packed fun. Stars, Stripes, and Dinks Pickleball, the Star Spangled Dash 5K, Volley in the USA, Cornhole, Disc Golf, and the Firecracker Golf Scramble. Don't miss the Main Street USA Parade and this year's grand finale, our first ever custom drone show, lighting up the sky in place of fireworks. Get all the details and sign up at artesiachamber.com or find us on Facebook. It's all happening in the City of Champions, Artesia, New Mexico. Paid for by Artesia Lodgers Tax.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
Hey, Artesia Bulldog fans, are you ready to unleash the spirit of victory this season? Tate Branch Auto Group is proud to stand alongside the Bulldogs as they charge onto the field, court, and track. Just like our commitment to delivering top-notch vehicles and service, your dedication and passion for the Bulldogs inspire us every day. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group today, either in person or online, because when it comes to supporting the Bulldogs, we're all in. Tate Branch Auto Group, revving up the Bulldog pride. Go Bulldogs!
Welcome to Answers with Ken Ham. The account of origins presented in the Genesis is a simple but factual presentation of actual events and provides reliable basis for man's worldview and a framework for scientific investigation into the question of the origin and history of life. Answers with Ken Ham is brought to you by Harvest Fellowship at 2307 West Main in Artesia. Call Pastor Ronnie Williams at 746-6195. Now, today's Answers with Ken Ham.
Evidence for Adam and Eve? This is Ken Ham, inviting you to check out our streaming platform, Answers TV. According to God's Word, all humans are descended from just two people, Adam and Eve. And did you know there's scientific evidence to support what the Bible says about our origins? Genetic studies have shown there's only a tiny difference between the DNA of any two people when it comes to their external features. Only 0.1%. If humanity were hundreds of thousands of years old, we'd expect there to be huge differences between people groups. But there's not. This confirms the young ages and starting population of only two described in the Bible. You know, as always, the evidence confirms God's Word.
Want to view a transcript of this program or listen to it again? Visit AnswersRadio.com. You can also learn more about science and the Bible at AnswersRadio.com.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. We've got in studio Cush.
Good morning.
From Artesia General Hospital. How are you doing, man?
Doing good this morning. It's a wonderful day outside.
I know. I'm loving this weather.
Me too.
This has been a very mild summer so far, and I'm quite happy to embrace it.
I will take this over the 110, 115 degree days.
Oh, man. Any day.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's real nice. How's the hospital doing?
The hospital's doing good. We've got lots of exciting things. I mean,
busy over there?
Always. We're always busy.
Yeah.
So, we've kind of been talking. One of the things I kind of wanted to bring up today was our family practice clinics, both here and, of course, in Carlsbad as well. If you're kind of torn between going to the emergency room and, seeing a primary, just kind of want to let people know that we do have walk-ins available too. So it's probably a good idea if you're not suffering from something major, if you've got a cold or something like that, come into the...
Yeah, I'll attest to it because I've taken it, like the kids had minor thing here and there, got something there, whatever, I'm like, I don't want to go to the emergency room. And we found out about walk-ins. And, and they're awesome. We've never waited more than 30 minutes.
Yeah, and I mean,
I'm sure some people have had longer waits, but it's great. You walk in and somebody's taking care of you and it's done and you don't have all the emergency room stuff to deal with.
And a lot of times it's also a lot more cost effective than going to the ER as well.
I was ready to say I guarantee it's cheaper.
Yeah, well, there you go. Personal testimony always helps.
So, man, I love the fact that I didn't know you guys had a clinic in Carlsbad.
We actually have several clinics in Carlsbad.
How do the Carlsbad people feel about you guys invading their territory up there?
I'm not sure I can quite comment on that one. You can get me in trouble here.
Hey, Artesia's taking over Eddy County. We're just going to move the county courthouse down here too.
I mean, all in favor of good service. No, but in all practicality, we get along really well with them, and we work together to make sure that the healthcare needs are taken care of. So.
Yeah, that's good. No, that's really, really good.
So the other thing we just completed was our community health needs assessment, and that report is actually up on the website, and that's kind of what helps us decide, based on community input, what we're going to do over the next 3 years or so, as far as bringing in healthcare. So the last one we had done, behavioral health, was a big deal.
Yeah.
This time we're looking more at nutrition. We're looking at making healthcare a little bit more accessible. So we're kind of talking about how we do that. So
Okay.
that's another one of those things.
So that's what come out of that one, out of this,
Correct.
this assessment. Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So if you go to the website and do a quick search for, CHNA, which is the Community Health Needs Assessment,
okay,
that'll bring that webpage right up.
Yeah, it'd be
So-
interesting to see what the town's saying,
Yeah, it's very interesting because you would think behavioral health would have been on the top of the list this time too. It actually wasn't, which shows. I'd like to think that we're doing a good job addressing some of those needs.
Okay, well that's good.
So we've got a health fair coming up on July 19th.
Okay.
That will be over at the hospital as well. And I know you guys are going to be out there doing a live remote that morning.
Okay.
So looking forward to seeing you all there.
Yeah.
It's a good option to come and see what the hospital offers.
And when was that again?
It's July 19th. It's a Saturday, so coming up
Okay.
here in a couple of weeks.
Saturday, July 19th.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's not just the hospital. It's a bunch of other vendors. There will be food. There will be a little bit
Okay.
of fun and games as well. So that's another good
And
opportunity.
what time does that kick off?
I believe it starts at 9. I'll
9
have to
a.m.
double check. Yeah.
Okay, so head on over to the hospital, check out all the vendors, check out all the stuff they're offering over there. It'd be fun.
Yeah, 9 to 3.
9 to 3.
Yeah, and there's lots of other good things. Of course, we've got a new women's clinic. We've got wound care. So if you kind of are suffering from something that you're not sure, it's taken a little bit of time to heal.
Yeah.
Come on in and talk to Adriana. She's one of our local FNPs down here as well.
Yeah.
She's really, really good. And she can kind of get you started on that track to healing.
Yeah, that's
So,
awesome.
Yeah, so lots of good things going on.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you guys were able to come and tell us everything. Trying to think what else. I know the big issue was the tax.
Yes, the mill levy.
The mill levy tax, and that didn't pass this year. So, has there been any talk about plans for maybe putting it on a ballot for November
I believe
or next
they're going to
year?
try and put it on the ballot in November, is what I've been told.
Okay.
So people will have an opportunity to kind of go back and take
back
another
and
look at
vote
that
and look on that again.
I think it's I personally think it's a good idea to vote yes for the mill levy.
Yeah.
I think there's just so much more that it supports than people realize. I understand that there was some confusion over, hey, is it going to pay for the new hospital? It's
I know.
not.
I know. It seemed like you guys were pretty clear on it. I'll be
Yes.
honest. It seemed like you guys were pretty clear on it. But then after it was over, there was a lot of people. Well, if they've got enough money to buy a new hospital, all this stuff, and I was like, I just didn't get it. I've been excited listening to what you guys have been talking about with upcoming plans of the future. Joe's been talking about where we're
Right.
headed in the future. And I think healthcare could be a real key component to Artesia being as central as we are to Southeast New Mexico. If we could become a hub full of doctors and stuff like that, and man, I mean, what kind of boom would that
Exactly.
be to this town? We need another industry other than just oil. I love our oil, but I mean, healthcare could be a huge boon in this town.
Absolutely. And, I'm going to restate, and this, I know, but we are also a nonprofit healthcare system, which is very different from what you see typically in the area. So we're not running to make as much money as we can. We actually do look at how do we kind of keep costs down, how do we serve our residents better, things like that. So that's the advantage of a nonprofit.
Well, that's it's good to know that every dollar you guys make, you're turning right back and putting it right back
Right.
into improvement of the system.
Yes.
That's what I always like to appreciate about a nonprofit concept is we're going to pour it back into the people that are giving to it, are spending their money with us.
Correct.
And so that's a huge deal. Nobody up there trying to get rich. It's not not making millions of dollars, and they're not being sent off somewhere else to some big corporation, that's not here local. So I mean,
Correct.
every dollar comes in local, stays local. That's good. That's
Yeah,
good to know.
and attracting good healthcare provider it's expensive. I mean, bringing doctors in when they have the opportunity to go somewhere else.
Yeah.
We pay them based on a index. We have a certain sort of data sheet that we use to decide what they get paid. So it's not like we're overpaying or any of those things as well.
And people got to realize, being a doctor is a very special skill set.
Correct.
And you can basically write your check anywhere you want to go. And God love Artesia. It's a wonderful, wonderful town. it's also a very small town compared to where they can go to bigger cities. Even if you're paying them the same,
correct,
right? We don't offer a whole lot of fun. I mean, so I think it's important to know that we need to be able to pay these doctors a very good wage in order to attract them to our town,
Yeah.
and get them here.
If the doctor has a family, sometimes the family is like, okay, Artesia, what are we doing in Artesia?
Yeah,
So, there's doctors love the hospital. They love all the new equipment. They love things like the new MRI. They love that, we have robotic surgery, all of those things. But sometimes when you get the family involved, it becomes a bigger decision.
Yeah, it really does. And so, we want to pay those doctors well. We want to compensate them for all the years of hard work and schooling and training they've gone through. You know? So I think it's always easy to sit back and judge from afar when you're not the one writing the checks and having to figure this out and put all these, make all this work. And so I just ask people to think about that, because we would love to be, I think, a phenomenal medical area for the state.
Yeah, I don't even want to think about a doctor's student loan bill.
Oh my gosh, no. Oh,
can you imagine?
I'll stick with what I do.
Right, exactly.
Well, not to mention the homework.
Oh, yeah.
Man, the schoolwork goes, and just the dedication to get through all of that. So I'm pretty amazed. So, all right, well, that's great. That's good to know that it is being reconsidered. I hadn't heard anything, hadn't talked to anybody about it yet. So I was curious, so hopefully that'll come back up in November's election.
And, if anyone's curious, if anyone actually really wants to learn what the mill levy is about, reach out to me. My email's out there, my phone number's out there. Reach out. We've still got the mill levy page up on the hospital website, so you can go read about it. There's a lot of different ways to get that information.
Yeah, do your research. Don't make a gut reaction and go, no more taxes. Sometimes taxes. Yeah, I think I'm far more willing to pay a tax that stays here local.
Yes.
Than all the taxes I've got to send to Santa Fe and they never come back, or even Washington D.C. and then I don't get much for them. The fact that we can pay a tax and keep it here local and benefit from it. That's huge.
You've got a hospital in your neighborhood. How many smaller towns can say that?
We do have to consider the magnitude of what we have for as small as we are.
Right.
We're not just a small town comparatively. We are a tiny town. 12 to 15,000 people. To have the medical capacity that we currently do have. We can't have it all, but we do have a pretty phenomenal hospital system comparatively to towns our size around the United States.
So.
If you want to really know, go to some of these other far-reaching towns out in the middle of nowhere states and go, wow, I guess we did have it really good here in Artesia.
And talking about that, we actually now have our own emergency medical transport helicopter based out of the hospital as well. So
yeah, tell us about that. I heard there was a change in I'm probably not going to use the right term, life flight system. Did we get a new contract, or is there a new?
No, so we've never had one based here permanently. So they've now opened up a new base at the hospital, which allows for quicker response, which allows for, sometimes we're just going to have to fly you out based on the severity of your case. That having the helicopter there allows us to respond to emergencies faster in the area, allows us to respond quicker when we have to take you to a bigger system, things like that as well.
Yeah, I'd seen something on there, and just talked about basically it's an ER in the air.
Correct.
Yes. They can actually care for you in the plane. I mean, it's not just a bus.
Correct. It's a flying ER essentially is what it is.
ER. So that's really cool.
Yeah.
That is pretty awesome to have that. So
just another way we're trying to make things better.
Yeah, I love it, man. I think everybody just needs to gather around you guys and let's do this. I know it's a few extra bucks on the taxes, man, but I think it's worthwhile. I think it's an important thing for us to be supporting. So
well, we're glad to have your support.
So how's I know we got the new women's clinic open. Is it hopping? Is it doing really well?
I hear it's really busy. So if you're looking to get in there and establish, now's a good time to do that as well.
That's really good. That's exciting for them to have that new clinic up and going. Any other future innovations we should be looking for?
There's
changes?
A couple things we'll be announcing potentially here in a couple weeks or so stay tuned for that.
Come on, man. I'm doing my investigative reporting here, and you're not giving me anything, Kush.
I'm just letting you know something's coming. See?
Something's coming. I can't hype something's coming, man. Come on.
Hey, that's what works, right, on Facebook and the internet and everything else.
Oh, man.
That's the headline. Something's coming.
All right. Well, a reprimand for Kim for not showing up. That's what's coming next.
Oh, she's probably busy with the hospital. Kim's got additional responsibilities.
I know she's got tons and tons of stuff on her plate. So, well, awesome, man. Well, I want to fill this last minute. Anything we want to highlight of services at the hospital right now that people may not know about or anything? I know the transport's always important. Like,
yes.
People don't realize that. If you need to go up to there, you can call, and you guys have got a van that'll pick people up.
That's correct, and it is disabled friendly. So if you have, it's accessible. If you need help with a wheelchair, things like that, they're able to accommodate you on that as well. We prefer, if you can, to call ahead of time, just that they can fit you into the schedule. We try not to do same day. We will if we have the room, but oftentimes we don't, because that transportation van gets, used all the time. So transportation's available. I do want to kind of just reiterate that we have the foundation's also doing a glow-in-the-dark fundraiser as well. I don't remember the date offhand, but if you go to the Facebook page, they have that posted on there. So that's the other thing that's coming up over there. So
awesome. And if you're hungry, go to the Green Chili Cafe.
Always a good idea. We have a new chef. There's lots of good things. I mean, we did a catfish yesterday. We did a club sandwich yesterday. So we're looking at a whole bunch of new things coming in.
Awesome. Kush, thank you for coming in, man. Appreciate you guys keeping us updated, and God bless, man.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Take care.
This is KSVP and K229AS Artesia.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. The Senate continues its work on its version of President Trump's big, beautiful bill. Senators have pulled another all-nighter, taking up a series of Democratic amendments one by one as the president keeps an eye on the progress.
As Republican leaders in Congress try to nail down the necessary support for the big bill of tax breaks and spending cuts, the president remains confident.
I think we're doing well. We're going to have to see some very complicated stuff. Great enthusiasm, as you know, and I think in the end we're going to have it.
Some GOP lawmakers are worried the bill's reductions to Medicaid will leave millions without care, while others want even steeper cuts to hold down deficits. Greg Clugston, Washington.
And one Republican senator says that those on his side of the aisle are committed to preserving, protecting, and strengthening Medicaid, despite Democrat claims to the contrary.
Republican Senator Dr. Roger Marshall delivered brief remarks defending the Republican reconciliation bill's Medicaid provision during the vote-a-rama. He detailed how the bill would strengthen and preserve the federal program for those who need it the most.
We're going to make sure that your seniors and nurses, that pregnant women, that children, that people on disabilities have Medicaid in the future. We are fiscally making Medicaid more sound.
Florida Senator Rick Scott is circulating text of his amendment to the GOP mega bill that would effectively end a key Medicaid financing mechanism after 2030. Bernie Bennett, Washington.
President Trump is arriving at Alligator Alcatraz. That's a new detention center for criminal illegal aliens facing deportation, located in the heart of the Florida Everglades. Families of his victims say that Brian Koberger has agreed to plead guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students. It's part of a deal with prosecutors to avoid a death sentence. A change of plea hearing has been set for tomorrow. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is now 90 points higher, the NASDAQ down 62. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-529-2856. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-529-2856. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-529-2856 or biglou.com.
Russia is claiming a big military victory in Ukraine as the war grinds on.
Moscow forces have overrun all of Ukraine's occupied Luhansk region. That's according to a Russia-appointed official there. Leonid Pasechnik, who made the remarks Monday evening on Russia's state TV Channel 1, said he received a report literally 2 days ago that 100% of the region was now under the control of Russian forces. Luhansk is one of 4 regions Russia illegally annexed from Ukraine in September 2022, despite not fully controlling a single one. If confirmed, Luhansk would be the first Ukrainian region fully occupied by Russia after more than 3 years of war. Russian President Vladimir Putin has rejected a ceasefire and has not budged from his demands, which include Moscow's control over the 4 illegally annexed regions. There was no immediate comment from Ukrainian officials. I'm Marcela Sanchez.
News and analysis at townhall.com. There is a recall of some Chrysler vehicles, specifically 2022 through 25 Pacifica and Voyager models.
It's to replace their side curtain airbags if needed. The recall potentially affects over 250,000 vehicles. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says it's because some side curtain airbags may not hold enough pressure during deployment to limit the risk for passengers during certain types of crashes. Chrysler's parent company says it's not aware of any related injuries or accidents, but it's urging customers to follow the instructions on their recall notices. Keith Peters, Washington.
Greenland is hoping to collect a lot of green from visitors. The Arctic Islands tourism industry is expecting a boom this year following the launch of a new direct route between the island's capital and Newark Liberty International Airport in the New York City area. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Today's KSVIP is Joan Gilchrist. Joan is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. Here's hoping it is a firecracker of a day. And this is from The Widow's Mite. Today, Joan, you're going to receive a flower from Nels Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Joan Gilchrist.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. Hey, I'm just trying to get my head around right now. All right, coming up this hour, we should have the chamber coming in here in a few minutes, and they'll talk to us about all of the 4th of July stuff going on. I've got a list in front of me. There is a ton happening this weekend, so I hope everybody's looking forward to that. And then in the next hour, we'll be hopefully talking to the Eddy County Fair, Aaron Irving, and Eddy County DWI. So, like I said earlier, last hour, man, we got a full show today. Lots and lots going on. Well, let's go ahead and right now, let's take a couple minutes. Let's check in with our weather and some of our sponsors.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for Independence Day. We'll be back to sunshine, but in the meantime, we have that humid airflow coming in from the south. Rain and thunderstorms today, upper 70s on the high. Got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms for the overnight hours, too. We'll be in the mid-60s, and then showers and thunderstorms continue on Wednesday with our high in the upper 70s. A few showers Thursday, sunny Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
times that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive.
Growing things in Roswell is a battle. Your lawn's trying to turn brown, your trees are wanting to turn yellow, the weeds want to take over, and the fleas and ticks are trying to move in. So come down to Roswell Seed Company and choose your weapons. We have fertilizer to make your lawn lush and lovely, iron to keep your trees nice and green, sprays to kill the weeds, and more sprays to chase away the fleas and ticks. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company. Yeah, it's a jungle out there, except it never rains.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
When was the last time you had some really delicious homemade ice cream? That long, huh? Well, satisfy that craving with Ensemble Tea Treats homemade ice cream, now available at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia. Ensemble Tea is a local company, so it's good ice cream and you're supporting our community businesses. Come try some homemade Ensemble Tea ice cream today at La Fonda Restaurant in downtown Artesia. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, home-owned and operated for over 50 years, and here for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling has the expertise to install residential, commercial, and industrial air conditioning units, including the conversion of evaporative coolers to refrigerated air systems. Cut cooling costs with high-efficiency Carrier units from Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, your authorized Carrier dealer. Artesia Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, a proud sponsor of the Artesia Bulldogs and our community for over 50 years.
Welcome back, Artesia. Hey, we've got Jessica.
Good morning.
From the Chamber.
Chamber Chat.
Chamber Chat from the Chamber Chicks. How are y'all doing?
All the things. We're doing good. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
It's a beautiful day outside. I'm excited for the possibility of some rain, even though I don't really want to speak the words too soon.
The sun's starting to pop out.
It might go away.
Yeah. I was watching this morning. I ran and got us coffee this morning. And I'm coming back and I saw big old clouds, and then I realized it's all going south of us. So I was like, oh man, I thought we were going to get a little bit out of that one, but
yeah, I had a couple of sprinkles on my windshield on my way here.
Yeah, that's good. But then that's something. But now the sun's popping out and to mess it all up.
Keeps the humidity up, though.
I know. Well, and that's actually good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It reduces our watering out at the store, because even when if the humidity's up, even if it doesn't rain, the plants stay wet longer. They don't dry out.
Yeah.
So.
I almost drowned a plant.
You can do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize. I was like, man, because we were gone out of town, and the rain that happened last week or weekend or whatever it was, just filled and filled and filled. And I was like, why is this still wet? Like, it's been a week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And the plant's going, meh, doesn't like me very much. And I'm like, what's happening to you? Well, I leaned it over, and I kind of took a shovel, and I was messing with the soil and stuff. Oh my gosh, you should have seen the water. And
Water's
it was so stinky. And so I was like, oh, this pot doesn't have holes in the bottom.
Oh.
So I got the drill, and I drilled a hole.
Lay it over, get some holes in the bottom.
Poured out for 5 minutes straight.
Yeah.
I was like, golly, and that had been sitting since just the rain.
Yeah.
It was nuts. So
don't put your plants in a pot that doesn't have a hole in the bottom.
proper drainage is key.
Yes, it is.
Well, are you
There's
ready
your plant tip for the day.
Yeah. Green thumbs.
All right, so you guys ready for this weekend?
Ready for the 4th. I'm excited. Locked and loaded.
Yeah.
We're
busy
pumped
this week.
Yeah, we are finalizing the drone show with the drone company. They had like last minute changes yesterday. So hopefully we'll get that finalized today, and they start sending people out across the entire country, for this weekend. So that will hopefully be done. They'll be pulling into town on Saturday for that. So excited. In fact, I was talking to someone with the city yesterday, and he's like, okay, what do you need from us? And what day are we setting up? And what's this and what this? And I'm like, honestly, it's pretty easy. Saturday. They're not even, they need 2 hours to set up a drone show.
They go out there and set all the little drones in their grid. And
I thought, wow, that is nuts. And
no fire trucks.
No fire. Yeah. I mean, the only thing is traffic control leaving the park after, of course, before getting in, we're going to be blocking off JC Park at the roundabout.
Okay.
So, because of course there's always that weird thing, you can't, just like fireworks, you can't shoot up over people, neither can drones. And so same with cars. And so,
Never thought of that, but yeah, I guess if a drone dies and lands on somebody's head, that would hurt.
Yeah, that wouldn't feel very good. But yeah, and so we're actually needing, if anyone's interested, we're needing a few volunteers that night to help with the show. So if there's anybody out there that's like super into drones and kind of wants to learn it and know it and help us out, they need a few people, and there's no age limit on that. Just able bodies that can, I mean, drones don't weigh very much. They just need help placing them. I think they're looking for 4 people. So, so
I'll let you know right after. I got a teenage boy that I bet he'd be
into it.
Yeah.
Drones are fun.
Yeah.
So pretty cool. So, that'll be Saturday night, the drone show right around dark. So 9-ish.
Okay.
And it's about 14-ish minutes long. And lots of patriotism in it, lots of red, white, and blue, but also very tailored to Artesia. So there will be a bulldog. I have confirmed.
Oh, of course.
There will be a bulldog in the sky.
A bulldog.
Yes. Yeah, we're really excited. It's going to be a fun show on Saturday night. We're excited.
Yeah, awesome. Well, I'm excited for you guys.
I know. I feel like I've said excited like 5 times already.
I know. You got to come up with some. We
different words.
We need a thesaurus. We need a thesaurus in here. Other words for excited. Ecstatic.
Ecstatic.
Yeah,
exhilarated.
Why do they all start with E?
I don't know.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the drone show down.
Drone show.
So pickleball, Thursday and Friday.
Yes.
I couldn't remember this morning when I did it. Like Thursday's the novice and which one's expert?
Thursday night is the advanced.
Okay, Thursday night's advanced.
Thursday the 3rd, and then Friday is the beginners/intermediate.
Yeah.
I will caveat pickleball. They are full as of right now.
Oh.
But there's also Life Happens, and so they're taking reservations for
waiting list.
There's a waiting list for in the event that someone can't make it or whatever happens. So yeah, pickleball is full as of right now, but still call if you're into it, interested, or whatever. We'll get you on the list for sure. So.
And then 5K on Friday morning.
5K Friday
Starts
morning.
at
Artesia
7.
Arts Council. That's exciting. They're bringing back the fun run.
Yep.
And I think they're doing color. They are going to go around Eagle Draw, so I think you're going to pass by the new mural. I think that's her route, and that'll be really fun for them. And what's really cool about Artesia Arts Council taking that particular event on is she's going to start it at the backside of the Ocotillo.
Yeah.
And so I think that's where you end as well, if I remember right. So what's cool about that is you'll be done by the time the parade comes downtown.
Yeah.
So
parade
a lot
starts at 9.
Parade starts at 9 from Bulldog Bowl, and it'll come down Main Street. We're still taking reservations for the parade. It's free. You can either get a form at the chamber, or I think it's on our website as well. If not, we'll make sure it's on the Facebook page too. So otherwise, just call us at the chamber, and we'll get you signed up for that.
Awesome.
Yeah, the parade. Their starting lineup at 8 a.m. at the bowl, and then 9 a.m. they'll take off downtown. So the fun run being downtown, then you won't have to race over from JC Park.
Yeah.
That'll be really cool.
So you get down here, you stop, watch the parade, grab something to eat, grab
and you'll
coffee.
already be all red, white, and blue from the color.
Then from there, you can go to cornhole.
Yes, cornhole is also out at JC Park. So it was so interesting. On his flyer, he said something about the South Side basketball courts. And I'm like, I didn't know there's basketball at JC Park. There is. It's a really cool concrete slab. But he's going to have tents set up out there, water, and cornhole will, there's cash prizes. And he posted yesterday some cool rings. Like he's calling, like they're like blinged out, like you know how like the baseball
really?
players get,
like championship rings.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
I know it's going to be kind of fun, and they're all red, white, and blue, blingy, and they're really neat. So yeah, cornhole's fun.
Walk around town and win that, show off your cornhole championships. Skills.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So at JC Park, it'll be pickleball in the morning. Cornhole, and then also the 4-on-4 volleyball is happening again.
Yeah.
Co-ed, no more than 2 men on the court at one time. It's $20 per player, so you can build your team with that. And that one is more of a registration that day type of deal.
It says registration begins at 8 a.m. Play begins at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think it's going to be a fun day at JC Park.
There's going to be a lot going on out there.
Yeah, and then Saturday.
Well, no, and don't forget Friday
we have our golf tournament.
Duh,
the firecracker.
It's kind of your big thing,
Yes.
You might want to talk about it.
Yes, the firecracker golf scramble out at the country club, that is also filling up. So please call if you want an earlier tee time. We have room. We have tee time starting at 7 a.m. every 10 minutes until 1.
Right.
1 p.m. the last team's going to go out. That way, everyone's done before dinner and you can go do your thing with your family.
Might want to call and get an early tea time because it's going to be like 97 degrees.
Is it? Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, at least it's not triple digits. Last year was scorching. It was awful. So, anywho, firecracker scramble. What's really cool about that is, yes, the chamber historically has put that on and hosted it, and it's just a 1 day. It's a 4-person scramble, and it's $400 for the whole team, or $500 if you want to sponsor a team and put your logo out there on the course. We need to know that ASAP though. And then it helps us pay for fireworks and drones and all the things that happen for Independence Day in Artesia. So
what is the last? Can you register day of, or
you
if
can,
there's still spots available?
Yeah. Okay, you can if it's not.
You're going to risk it.
So
you might call and get registered today.
Even if you don't have your whole team, go ahead and call, and if you know you want to play, because also sometimes there's like two people that want to play,
but they don't have a foursome,
right? And sometimes Juan will have guys that just want to he could throw them in on your team, and they'll pay their own way and whatever. So $100 per player. That includes your green fees, your cart fees, all the things. We just kept it at an easy price. And like I said, that really, really helps the chamber to then be able to pay for and make a little bit of money for the 4th.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it's awesome. I mean, we've got 2 extra events this year added on to what we had last year, with the fun run coming back and disc golf on Saturday. I don't believe Artesia has hosted a disc golf tournament yet, so I'm really excited. Ben Cox and family has really stepped up to help us out. He unfortunately is gone that day, but he's got a crew coming. Lead Card Discs, I think, is the name of their little company in Roswell, and they're going to run it that day. But he's been really instrumental in getting that off the ground and help and put together and stuff. So they're actually going to do that on the 5th, on Saturday morning. Because since the disc golf course at JC Park is kind of right there at the entrance, on the north and the south entrance, all 18 holes kind of run that length of the front of the park, I should say, the east side of the park. They were a bit worried about lots of people, lots of traffic in and out for pickleball and volleyball and cornhole and all the things. And so they said, heaven forbid one of these discs hits a car or a person or something like that. And so we were like, oh, yeah.
Well, and they
smart.
That was split up in beginner and...
No, that's actually...
There's a $30, $60, and $60 entry.
Oh, wait, you're right.
Is. Yeah, it's so if you're a beginner...
Okay.
I think they're having a beginner flight and
an intermediate
experience flight. Yeah. And they play twice through.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
36 holes.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's a cool day. Yeah, it's going to be really neat. So you get a chance to try out, try your hand at disc golf and use our brand new course that we have out there at JC Park, which is really cool.
I don't even worry. Like I've watched those videos. Like they've got like special frisbees, like all kinds of stuff. Like it's pretty crazy.
They have their clubs. Like you have a driver and a 3-wood and a whatever. It's legit. Like they have different ones that go farther and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. And you know, disc golf, it's not. They're not terribly expensive. I looked them up, and you can get like a beginner set for $30, $40 online or even at Walmart.
Inexpensive. Mm-hmm. Not overly exhausting.
No.
You know?
Lots of fun outside. And yeah, I think that's why they play the 36, because it's not terrible. It doesn't take a long time. And
it doesn't wear you out like golf.
Yeah. It's like pickleball versus tennis, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm excited. Again, with the excited. 4th of July is going to be awesome in Artesia.
Yeah. I'll ask it, but I remember used to, and this is probably a long time ago, but didn't they used to have Fireman Olympics on 4th of July? Whatever happened to that?
I don't know.
We need to get our firemen back on, because that was always cool to watch.
Yeah, the Firemen's Olympics was 4th of July, and I feel like it stopped right before I came to the chamber, or maybe a year or two before that or something, because I remember a lot of people talked about it. There was also the, what did they call it? Not Wet and Wild, but it was like a wet and something, and it was like stations that they set up around JC Park, and there were different, like one station would be sponsored by the fire department or a company, and it would be some sort of wet experience. So there would be foam, there would be a fire truck spraying, there would be a slip and slide, there would be like whatever, and then you just run this little 5K through the park, and there's all these different stations. So that one also, I think, went away, but would love to bring stuff like that back.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, people. Who's in?
Yeah, always got to be improving, right?
Yes.
Awesome. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we'll come back and see what else you guys got.
Sounds good.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A 19-year-old is now charged with criminal counts in connection to what police say was an accidental shooting that resulted in the death of the man's 17-year-old brother in Roswell. Diego Bueno Ibarra is charged with involuntary manslaughter and negligent use of a deadly weapon for the death of Brian Bueno. Roswell police say the shooting happened Friday night in the alley behind the 500 block of Hickory Drive near the brothers' home. Police determined that the brothers were hanging out with several other people and popping fireworks and drinking alcohol. At some point, the group was sitting on the beds of 2 pickup trucks facing each other. That's when Diego allegedly began handling a gun. At some point, Diego pulled the trigger and the gun went off, with the bullet striking his brother Brian in the head. As you can expect, most local government offices will be closed Friday for the 4th of July holiday. The Roswell Visitor Center and Nancy Lopez Golf Course at Spring River will open on the 4th. Roswell City bus service and trash pickup will be altered because of the holiday. Roswell Transit will have their buses in operation on the 4th, but for fewer hours than usual. The buses will run the Main Street route from 9 to 5. Call-in requests for pickup on other streets will also be available on Friday. Additionally, the Solid Waste Department's trash pickup for the week of June 30th, which includes the 4th of July, has been adjusted. Areas normally picked up on Thursday will be picked up on Wednesday, and areas normally picked up on Friday will be picked up on Thursday, so a day before. The landfill will be closed on Friday. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
The S&P 500 and NASDAQ hit record highs again to close the second quarter of the year with the S&P's largest quarterly gain in almost 2 years and the NASDAQ's best quarter in 5 years. The Wall Street Journal says for now the stock market is shrugging off tariffs, the Middle East, and slower spending in the hope that President Trump's tariffs will be lower than feared. A wider range of stocks other than just the big name tech stocks have been rising, though Meta hit a record high because of Mark Zuckerberg's AI hiring to compete with Google and OpenAI. The clean energy industry is being blindsided by a new tax on some wind and solar power projects, and tax credits for EVs will end in October as of now under the new tax cuts and spending bill pending passage. Elon Musk says the Trump bill gives handouts to industries of the past and severely damages industries of the future. And a new survey says the college degrees that earn new graduates the most in order are engineering with growth opportunities in renewable energy and manufacturing innovation, then in computer science and IT, followed by nursing, accounting, and biochemistry. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
What if the future of finance wasn't built around averages, but around you? At Abacus Global Management, we're reshaping financial planning around the most personal data point, your lifespan. But it's more than just insight, it's control. As a technology-driven asset manager, we're empowering investors with an integrated system to take command of your time, your future, your financial destiny. This is a new era of investing. Take control at abacusgm.com.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for Independence Day. We'll be back to sunshine, but in the meantime, we have that humid airflow coming in from the south. Rain and thunderstorms today, upper 70s on the high. Got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms for the overnight hours, too. We'll be in the mid-60s, and then showers and thunderstorms continue on Wednesday with our high in the upper 70s. A few showers Thursday, sunny Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Welcome back, Artesia. So, Jessica, you told me there's a new teacher breakfast coming up?
Yes, sir. Well, I did say new teacher breakfast, and I misspoke. Oh. It's Bulldog Breakfast.
Bulldog Breakfast. They renamed it.
Not just new teachers. It's all new staff. Awesome. We have historically, the Chamber has pulled a really cool breakfast together once a year for welcoming all of the new staff to Artesia Public Schools. And it's a really cool sort of outside-the-box networking opportunity for our local businesses and our chamber members to be a part of. I mean, anybody can really be a part of it, but yeah, it's really neat. So, you know, when someone new comes to town, what do they need? And if your business fits into that need, whatever that might be, we invite you to come and have breakfast with any of the new staff, the Bulldog staff. So it's a really cool collaboration between us and Artesia Public Schools. And they onboard and hire the last few years. It's been an average of 50 to 60 staff members. And so,
really?
Yeah. So, and that's everybody, you know, that's everyone from custodians to, lunch people to, or, you know, cafeteria to teachers and staff, and so even admin, and it's a really cool opportunity to welcome them to town. Oftentimes, or the last couple of years, it's been really neat. They've been returning students from Artesia Public Schools coming back to teach. So that's really cool to see and see the full circle moment there. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to put your business in front of these people, whatever that might be, if it's insurance or realtors or anything like that, investments, things like that. And make a friend along the way. Take them under your wing, welcome them to Artesia properly, and so it's a really neat breakfast. It's $40, and that pays for you and a staff member. So that way they get to come for free. And then we also are collecting. What's a really neat thing for us to do is if you can't make the breakfast, that's fine. It is August 1. So it's in 1 month from today.
Crazy.
Friday the 1st of August, and it's at 7 a.m. But if you cannot make it, that's okay. We put together goodie bags for each of the staff members as well. So that includes a really cool Artesia bag. We put all of our stuff in there, upcoming events, community guide, fun facts about Artesia, things like that we put in there. But a lot of our local businesses will put stuff in there too. And so... not just business cards, but something that might make their life and their transition to Artesia a little bit easier. So,
gift certificate.
Yeah.
Or, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, like Kith and Kin gift card, or I don't know, pizza, whatever the case may be, something. And so if you could afford something like that, like I said, 50 to 60 staff members, we want one in each bag. So something a little bit smaller, something really neat, little calendar, desk calendar, something like that would be really, really cool. So, we are collecting that, so it's 1 month away. Get it ordered if it's something that has to be ordered and customized with your logo on it or things like that with your business. But then we also, on top of that, some people like to donate something a little bit larger and bigger. We try to collect bigger door prizes, so to speak.
Gotcha.
And if we can get one for every staff member, that's great. If not, we draw tickets, or every staff member will get a ticket when they come in, and we'll draw tickets for that. So that's anything from really cool bulldog gear to we've had like some cool, neat, like safety type thing, classroom safety things, kits, plants, all kinds of stuff that we've had. So books about Artesia, just everything. So yeah,
lots of fun.
If you and your business would like to come or sponsor or support in any way, holler at us at the chamber, 575-746-2744.
That's great.
Yeah. Bulldog breakfast coming up August 1st.
Schools. I can't. I know I probably sound like a complainer. I just cannot get over the school thing starting in August like that.
I know. It's nuts. And that's the day that they are starting. And so then we start the 7th.
If you're a teacher, like your summer's down to like a month and a half.
Oh, did you hear though?
2 months.
Roswell starts that week, like July something.
Really?
Yes. Roswell Public Schools. I'll have to verify that.
That is crazy.
We're at least a week later.
Yeah.
Golly. Yeah, the summer, if you are a teacher or whatever, summer's gone.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Blame the state of New Mexico. It's not our school's district's fault.
No.
Our people didn't do this.
100%.
This is the state of New Mexico. We need to hire new people up there.
Or elect new people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
But
yeah, so yeah, new
make
teacher.
summers great again,
I love that. Well, but speaking of back to school.
Yeah.
So the Artesia High School Student Council is doing they're calling it the 2025 Game Day T-shirt.
Yes.
And they're taking orders for that already. Let's see, order before July 28th.
Yeah.
And it is a Artesia High School, or is it Honor Society? Hang on, let me open this.
I don't know if it was honors. I thought it was student council.
It's just student council. Oh yeah.
Student council. One thing is the flyer didn't really tell you where to go order, how to order.
It doesn't, does it?
No, I've looked at the flyer.
Or
a few
how
times.
much?
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Well, maybe it's on this QR code. I'm not quite
That's
sure.
what it is. It's that thing. It's like
okay.
And I'll say I've been guilty of that at the church as well. Like, I put a QR code on. Well, not everybody does QR code. Not everybody understands QR codes.
Well, and when you have the flyer pulled up, how do you click the QR code? If
there
you don't,
actually is a way to do it. I never can remember it. It always takes me a minute. I have to Google it, and then I have to go do it. But there is a way to take a picture on your phone and actually zoom in on the QR code on the picture, and it'll read it, and it'll do it.
Okay. Well, it's cute. So they're black. It looks like the shirts are black, and the front has a really cool, just kind of Artesia Bulldogs with the logo. The back says Artesia Bulldogs, Family Leaders Champions Community. We're building tomorrow's everything ... today.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here. Give me your phone.
Oh yeah. Here, you scan that.
I'm gonna scan. All right, I've scanned the QR code.
See? You need two people.
Yeah, you need two phones. Oh. It's on an Inksoft store though.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know what
so,
that means. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's so you're gonna have to get the QR code and scan the QR code because it takes you to. It isn't like on one of our school websites or anything like that. It's on there.
Okay.
So I'll do some more digging. Maybe
We'll do digging.
Maybe we can find out if it's on like maybe the school website or something like that,
Yes.
and we might be able to find a link to get people to. And actually, you can get it in orange, gray, or black.
Oh, look how cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So.
Love that. How much
That'd
are
be
they? Does it say?
$20.
$20. Oh, that's not bad. Game day T-shirts.
Yeah, game day
Artesia
T-shirts.
Student
$20.
Council.
You can get it in long sleeve. You can get a hoodie.
Wow.
Yeah, so hoodie, long sleeve, or short sleeve, all in orange, black, or gray.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah.
What would you prefer? Orange, black, or gray?
Black.
Black.
Yeah.
I think I'd go gray.
They do. The gray ones look cool.
Yeah. So, have you been by? You said you've been by the mural going in. They
I
did
have.
some major progress yesterday.
They
It's
really
nuts.
have. Like I said, I drove by the other day. Felt really bad for them. They're out there with rollers painting that
Painting the
entire
wall.
fence white.
Primer.
I was like, oh. All right, next time you guys need a paint sprayer.
Yeah.
Tell what's her name? More
Kirsten.
Kirsten.
Yes.
Kirsten is like, I'm gonna go buy her a paint sprayer.
Yes. Right.
So
Oh man.
But no, it's cool. And Gene just popped in during the break and told us our police and fire went out there.
They
and did a bunch of work and really have done. I'm gonna have to go by and look at it today. I haven't been down there in like a couple days.
Yeah, it's looking
And
so
so-
good. So they have it, I think, through this week, from 8 to 3-ish.
Yep, you can go out there from 8 to 3 all the way through Saturday.
All the way through Saturday. Cool.
All the way through Saturday. But the progress you're making at this point, there may not be much paint
I know.
left if you don't hurry up and get out there and help.
I know.
So,
Or the rain will wash it all off today and they'll have to start over. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
They will not have to start over. It's
Yeah,
looking so cool. It's neat though. I like it. I think it's a great addition to that part of our community. We don't we mostly have our murals and stuff downtown. So I think it's really neat to extend it a little
start
bit out,
moving out
farther and wider.
And get more area done. It'll be cool.
Yeah, I love it. So
So
Go
good job,
out
good
and
job,
paint.
Kirsten.
Yes,
All
and
right.
it's a paint by numbers. It's really easy. So, and what's really neat is like the one over here on the Ocotillo, the sunflowers, was also a paint by number community
Yeah.
mural, right? And so it's neat to go over there and see it and be like, oh, I painted that.
Painted that little
right
spot
there.
right there.
Yeah, that was me.
Well, it's like I have to. And my son's like, Dad, you've already told me this. It's like, so every time we walk through the Heritage Walkway, we were living here when they were doing it, and so they took volunteers and like we went out there and like helped the stuff you put between tiles.
Oh, grout.
Yeah, we helped grout. I grouted that, and I grouted.
See, look, it's still holding up. It's looking great.
So yeah, I remember when they did that project. That was really neat. So we have a cool town. You know,
We really do. We
Yeah.
really have a cool town. I learned a lot about Heritage Walkway and the plaza whenever we were doing our videos and things that are almost ready to go on absolutellyartesia.com. We're so
Yeah.
excited. It's getting there. It's getting ready. It's going to be a great visitors website. Historically, the chamber has housed all the visitors stuff on our website. And that gets sticky when you have chamber members and non-chamber members, and you want obviously your chamber members to be at the top of all the lists of everything, right? And so it there's weird blurry lines, and so it's going to be really nice to have and house our absolutellyartesia.com, but then also still be able to spoil our chamber members on our website. So
aren't
we're
you guys
excited.
doing? If I remember correctly, for you're trying to build it for the in-card, you're gonna have like an online deal, like kind of virtual tour through the town to tell everybody about stuff or something.
Yes. So our walking tour, a brand new walking tour,
Yeah.
hit the stands or hit the chamber, whatever you want to say.
There are no stands
hit
anymore.
the hotels, whatever.
Yeah.
And so grab a walking tour. It's brand new. It is including all of the murals now, the downtown murals anyways, on the tour. It's 30 stops. And what we did is took it a little bit of a step farther, and we added, we're we tried to get as many as possible of the murals and the statues and videos of them, talking about the history of it, talking about why we have it in our town. The murals, we tried our best to get every artist to tell their own story of their mural and what was their inspiration, how it came to be, any crazy things that happened, I mean, especially the new one in Heritage Plaza that's on the ground. Yeah. She came in, I think her name is Taylor, and she talked a lot about that. She said, it's a whole different muscle group when you're painting down versus painting on the wall. And that was interesting to hear from her, like how the differences are. So those videos are almost ready. The videos are ready. We're putting them all on the website. And so then that way, at each stop, if you're there physically, there will be a QR code that you can scan on your phone, and you can watch the video of what you're looking at live and in person. Yeah. And then also we'll have it it'll go to that website. So those videos will all be housed on the website. So when you pull it up to watch it, you'll be on the website. Or if you're just browsing the website from Russia, you can watch them as well.
Awesome. Let's take a last commercial break, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Sounds good.
Saddle up for a celebration of the bounty of Lee County during the 89th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August 1st through the 9th at the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington. With nonstop fun for the whole family, including an arts and crafts showcase, the carnival, concerts, Extreme Bulls event, and PRCA rodeos, the Pioneer Iron Chef contest, as well as the livestock shows, mutton bustin', fiddlers contest, and junior livestock sale, the Yucca building exhibits, plus 4-H and open youth, the flower show, farm and garden, creative arts, the special rodeo, commercial vendors, and of course, the best fair food around. The concert series begins Friday, August 1st with the Hispanic Heritage Celebration and continues nightly Tuesday, August 5th through Saturday, August 9th. Visit LeeCountyFair.net for more exciting news and updates. The 89th Annual Lee County Fair and PRCA Rodeo, August 1st through the 9th at the Lee County Fairgrounds in Lovington. Come celebrate the bounty of Lee County. We'll see you at the fair. This just in. Roswell Hyundai is giving you an explosive chance to win. Yup, Roswell Hyundai is giving away a massive $300 fireworks package from Amy's Fireworks this Thursday at noon sharp. Stop by Roswell Hyundai and register now. While you're there, check out the slashed prices across the lot with many vehicles just $222 a month, plus 0% for up to 60 months on 2025 Hyundai Santa Fe. No payments for 90 days and up to $2,000 for your trade. Blowout savings and explosive prizes are waiting for you at Roswell Hyundai, 1909 West 2nd.
NMDOT presents.
I'm Jules.
And I'm Nico. Today we're looking at the top 3 most dangerous things you can do while driving. Number 3 is shaving your cat. Number 2, juggling buttered slinkies.
Is that butter?
And the number 1 most dangerous thing you can do while driving is being drunk.
We know that summer is party time, but you don't want it to be jail time.
So how about we designate a driver instead?
Yeah, shout out to the DD.
Hey, New Mexico, help us end DWI. This message brought to you by NMDOT.
Kane Electrical Supply is your #1 distributor when it comes to the top-of-the-line inventory. Kane Electric carries name brands such as Appleton, Burndy, Fluke, Cooper Lighting, Hoffman, Phillips Lighting, iDeck, Klein Tools, and Square D. Kane Electric has your professionals and will assist you with any information you may have on electrical supplies. Kane Electric delivers on location too. Come by Kane Electric today in Artesia at 1911 North Roselawn.
Working from home? Power up your home office with PVT's ultimate Wi-Fi experience. Enjoy pro-level connectivity and productivity with PVT's fiber internet, bringing you reliable video conferences, high-capacity file sharing, and stable Wi-Fi throughout your home. Transform your workday and become a home office hero. Visit pvt.com or call us at 575-748-1241 to learn more and get connected.
Amy's Fireworks this week. Hey, it's 4th of July weekend. So if you guys want to make your 4th of July awesome, the brightest and most explosive Independence Day celebration ever, head on over to Amy's Fireworks. They got 3 locations in Roswell at 1501 East 2nd, Artesia at 1615 North 1st, and Carlsbad at 2309 West Lee. A huge selection of different types of fireworks. Family pack starting just $8, and you get to shop in air-conditioned comfort. Head on over to Amy's Fireworks to make this an awesome 4th of July. All right, welcome back, Artesia. What else is going on at the chamber? What else you guys want to promote and let everybody know about and inform the town?
Inform the town. So Artesia is going underwater. Have you heard?
I heard.
Yep.
Yeah, it's flooding out there
The
right
artesian water wells have... No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm excited. I saw this poster, and you can go... The Aquatic Center and the museum are partnering up, which makes my heart so happy because I love good collaborations. And they're doing this cool thing on July 3rd, so Thursday, from 1 to 3 at the Aquatic Center. It's free, but the museum's coming in, and they're going to do 2 really cool watercolor scenes. One for pre-K to 2nd grade, and then 3rd grade to 6th grade. And it's going to be led by the museum, and it's going to be so much fun, and you get to paint with watercolors and learn all about Artesia. Like, they're going to do oil rig scene using watercolors on a mini canvas for the young ones, the littlers. And then the other one is create an underwater artesian seascape. So if we were underwater, what would it look like in Artesia?
Yeah.
Kind of cool.
Sell you some oceanfront property in Artesia.
Yes. Anywho, that's coming up on July 3rd from 1 to 3. That's exciting, something fun to get the kiddos involved in. The other thing I was going to point out that I thought was kind of cool is Varsity Academy. You know, they've relocated over to Main Street. They are in the old Kenmar building. And they have some really cool summer classes for kiddos, and all ages. So they've got MMA classes and camps, which is super cool. So the camps are from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. And it's Monday through Thursday, so pretty much all week. 8 to 2. It's $100.
Yeah.
For one kid, that's a steal. Like, that's way cheaper than paying a babysitter. June, well, we've passed them all except for July 21st through 24th is the next one.
So it's Fair Week.
It is Fair Week.
Yeah.
So that might be good if you have littles that need to go and do things and then go to the fair at night.
Go to the fair in the afternoon.
Yeah. So, but they also have, I was like, what is BJJ for all ages?
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Thank you. All ages for that. I want to learn that. Do you know that?
No, I don't. I don't want to get beat up. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a lot of groundwork. It's yeah, and so.
Well, Monday through Thursday, 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So that's good for working families, and it starts at $65 a month, and so you can just go in the evening times at 7 p.m. and learn all about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
It's a great way to get out a lot of excess energy in kids.
That's what I'm thinking.
Focused energy on, especially young men who have a lot of pent up.
Yeah. Oh, I know, right? Get them involved. Get them involved. And then the Ocotillo, they just celebrated 90 years.
I know.
Super cool. They're doing the light bulb thing, that you can buy a light bulb.
Oh, that's right.
For $90.
Yeah.
And help them have a little fundraiser for their 90th anniversary.
Yeah. You buy a light bulb, and it helps get the new
sign outside
because the other one's kind of dated,
Well, and it's not. I don't think it's working properly.
It's not working right. So,
so that'd be cool. Sponsor a light bulb for $90 to help the Ocotillo.
That's not bad.
No.
Help out.
Not
I can't remember how many she said she needed to sell.
10,000. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. I don't know either.
There's some tiny little light bulbs for
$1
$90.
million.
$1 million. Yeah. She would like to raise $1 million up there.
I'm sure. Heck yeah! Wouldn't we all?
Exactly.
Yes.
So
I think the only other thing that I do want to kind of start pushing, you'll start seeing this in the mail. I know it's only 4th of July week right now. However, we have our big clay load your chamber for the chamber clay shoot coming up. Clay's Crusher 17th anniversary, 17 years. We are having it out at the shooting range, and if anyone missed it, we had a big grand opening out there. We partnered with Eddy County because they really helped them out there. They have running water and bathrooms.
It's nice. The new expansion is amazing.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So
nice.
Yeah, August 16th, mark your calendar for the Artesia Chamber of Commerce Clay's Crusher. It's our biggest fundraiser. It really, really helps us do what we do on a daily basis and be able to continue to, advocate for our members and help do all the things, shopping local and all the things, all of the fun little things that we do, the Where's Waldo and the cookie crawl and the Christmas things and all of that. So it really does help us be able to do all that.
It's funny you say, well, it's not till August 16th, like that's some kind of far. I'm starting
6 weeks.
At this point in life, next month might as well be tomorrow. Yeah. I mean, I was just saying.
And
before,
then it'll be new teacher breakfast.
Yeah. And
or
before,
bulldog breakfast.
Well, that's before. Yeah. It's. I was saying right before or during the break, I was like, we're only 2.5 months out from in-car.
Yes.
And like that's huge.
It is wild. I know.
This is going to be a massive experience.
I'm excited.
For everybody.
Yeah.
And so I'm so curious to see how well we do, and plus I get to go skydiving all week.
It's going to be
That's
so
all that matters, to be honest with you. It's like,
okay, I have questions about this. What do you do with your ears? Do they pop?
Sometimes, yeah, but the descent's so fast it happens quickly.
And it doesn't give you a headache or like...
No,
did it the first time though?
No.
Were you hooked after the
because
first time?
Because the plane depressurizes. So we go up, the plane's not pressurized.
Okay.
So, when you're coming down in a plane, the plane's changing pressure and all that stuff. We as you gradually climb up, the pressure in your head changes, and then when you descend, it quickly adapts.
Goes back down.
You might like pop your ears when you get on the ground, but
I want to pop my ears right now. Yeah. Okay.
Just start talking about it. You're like,
I'm like, I need to yawn. Okay. So were you immediately hooked when you did your first jump ever? Yeah. You're like, I'm doing this for the rest of my life.
It was my job though.
Sure.
Like, so when I went back in the Corps after 9/11, like 9/12, I went into the recruiting office, said I need to back in now.
Yeah.
I was an Army reservist at the time. I was like, I want to go back to the Marine Corps. And I had to pick a job. And I just happened to land on this job of being a parachute rigger. And so, you go to jump school. So you get lined up, they send you to jump school. You go to jump school, and you're like done. And then you go to rigger school, parachute rigger school, where you learn to pack parachutes and care for them and all this stuff.
Okay.
And your final test is jumping the very first parachute that you packed. Like that's your final test. Is you got to go jump your own parachutes.
Oh.
So it's a pass fail.
literally pass fail. You will die if you did not do a good job. Oh my gosh. Okay, so how high do you what's your altitude?
All right, so skydiving we normally do from 13,000 feet to 14,000 feet above sea level.
Oh.
So the kicker is here, we're setting in at like 3,000 feet. So we'll probably be jumping. I haven't asked them what their normal exit altitude is, but it's going to be between 10,000 and 11,000 feet probably.
Okay. Exit altitude. Good words.
That's the altitude.
The words.
You
yes.
Climb out of the airplane and fall.
Okay, and all of them are tandem.
Yes,
with
they're offering.
a buddy.
They're not offering any. Now, if you want to learn to skydive, they do offer that, but you'd have to go up to Berlin to do it. They're not going to offer that this week because they're not going to bring the instructor because that's a bit of a bigger ground course and everything else. Whereas tandem, you show up, we give you like a 5-minute brief, we put things on you, hook you up, and we take care of everything.
Okay, and so do people puke? Let me ask you this.
I've heard. I have heard tandem masters talk about people throwing up. I've seen videos of it. I've never experienced anybody.
Knock on wood, right?
Yeah, I've never experienced anybody doing that.
Because it would all come to you if you're
Yeah, it depends. Yeah. Yeah.
But you have goggles on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you got goggles on.
Okay, and screamers. Does every single person scream bloody murder?
No.
Or even
No.
like an excited scream, like, yeah!
Yeah, now that,
that kind
everybody's like, yeah, gets all pumped up.
Yeah.
And normally that's after the parachute opens, because when you're falling, you're just too, the sensory experience of falling at 120 miles to 140 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
When you're going in your face and everything else, it's, yeah.
Cheeks.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but yeah, as soon as the parachute opens, I've had, tears of joy and tears of fear, from people on both of those. And so
I think I would cry. I definitely would. Okay. What about like spit and snot and all the things like that all comes out too?
Yeah.
It's just natural.
No, I not many people.
Has anyone peed their pants?
Not around me.
Okay,
no.
good,
Yeah.
good.
So
just asking all the questions.
You're like just covering all the bodily fluids.
All the bases. So all that to say, September week of in-car national championship air races that are coming to Roswell.
Tuesday through Sunday that week. We'll be set up to skydive. You can go on Skydive New Mexico. I don't know, Google it, because I can't remember if it's .net or .org.
Okay.
One of those. Just Skydive New Mexico. You go on there. You'll see the in-car section down there. It says book now. You hit it. You pick your day. You pick your hour. You sign up for a specific time, and you come out there, and we'll have it all set up and ready to go. And
cool.
Get everybody hooked up and just start throwing people out of airplanes.
Throwing.
Yeah.
Boot. Give them the boot.
Yeah, because once you're hooked up, I'm going out the plane. I don't know about you. Quickest way to the
Here
ground
we
is
go.
out the door.
You just fall.
So I hope everybody goes out and takes and experiences it and enjoys it.
Yeah.
Because if it's a success, we want to start coming back quarterly.
Cool.
You're definitely going to want to try to make this an annual event, to line up with in-car each year. But we'd like to start building a skydive club here in southeast New Mexico and getting people interested in coming and
that'd be so
start
fun.
Trying to build something down here. I think it'd be fun.
That'd be really cool, especially to see. I mean, I'm sure you can see for miles and miles and miles while you're up there. So you can probably see all kinds of cool stuff.
That's the amazing thing, is just being able to see so far out, and just seeing as far as your eye can see up there.
That's awesome. That'll be really fun. Yeah, so there's that. But don't forget, we have 5 seconds left.
5 seconds.
Go to artesiachamber.com. There's the in-car button. Learn all about the things that you can
this hour
get
from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. After working all through the night, the Senate remains in session. Republicans trying to come up with their version of a huge spending and tax cut bill.
Senate Majority Leader John Thune spent the night reaching for last-minute agreements between those in his party worried the bill's reductions to Medicaid will leave millions without care, and his most conservative flank, which wants even steeper cuts to hold down deficits ballooning with the tax cuts. Vice President J.D. Vance is on hand at the Capitol to break a tie vote if needed.
Correspondent Bernie Bennett. President Trump visiting the Florida Everglades. He's inspecting a brand new holding center for criminal illegal aliens pending their deportation. It's been nicknamed Alligator Alcatraz because it's surrounded by gator and snake-infested swamps.
This is not a nice business. I guess that's the concept. If snakes are fast, but alligators, we're going to teach them how to run away from an alligator, okay? If they escape prison, how to run away. Don't run in a straight line.
The president and Elon Musk launching a new war of words.
Musk has ramped up his criticism of the big bill of tax breaks and spending cuts, calling it political suicide for the Republican Party. The billionaire Tesla CEO wrote on X that any lawmaker who votes for the biggest debt increase in history should hang their head in shame. The president responded by blasting Musk over electric vehicle subsidies. He also hinted that federal contracts with Musk companies could be in jeopardy, saying Musk has a lot to lose. Greg Clugston, Washington.
Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu will visit Washington next week, says he'll be meeting with President Trump, among others. Watching Wall Street, the Dow trading about 95 points higher, while the NASDAQ Composite Index is in the red. It's down 191 points, and the S&P is off 18. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Hey, it's Mike Rohn. If I have a choice, I like to do business with companies that actually stand for something. That's why I switched from Verizon to Pure Talk. No offense to Verizon, I'm sure they stand for something. I just don't know what it is. Pure Talk, on the other hand, is a veteran-owned company that supports our military in a big way, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I also appreciate unlimited talk and text and plenty of data for half the cost of the big guys, and I do like being on America's most dependable 5G network for just $20 a month. But what I really appreciate is no contract, no cancellation fees, and Pure Talk's commitment to handle all their customer service in this country. I saw it for myself. I went to Georgia, I got a tour of their headquarters, I met their CEO, and I talked to the same customer service folks that you'll talk to when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Switch today and save 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say keyword micro. Pure Talk, a wireless company that actually stands for something.
Yet another storm is building strength off the coast of Mexico.
Flossie has strengthened into a Category 1 hurricane off Mexico's southwestern Pacific coast. The U.S. National Hurricane Center says as of Tuesday morning, Flossie's maximum sustained winds had reached 80 miles per hour. It was about 175 miles south of Manzanillo and moving west-northwest at 10 miles per hour. Its center is forecast to remain offshore, but several Mexican states can see up to 8 inches of rain into Wednesday. Flossie is expected to strengthen over the next 36 hours before weakening over cooler waters. I'm Marcela Sanchez.
And there's word now that Flossie is strengthened into a Category 2 hurricane. Massive explosion and fire at a pharmaceutical plant in India has killed at least 36 people. 34 charred bodies have been recovered from the site, with 2 more workers succumbing to burns at a local hospital. News and analysis at townhall.com. An effort to move one state's border has been blocked.
Organizers of the movement to make much of Oregon part of Idaho say they're disappointed with the Oregon legislative session that just ended Friday. The Greater Idaho group had 2 bills they hoped would at least get a hearing. The bills would have requested Oregon and Idaho lawmakers discuss the idea of a border change or a study of a possible interstate compact. Neither bill got a hearing. The group said Democrat politicians ignored the residents of Eastern Oregon. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Families of his victims say that Brian Koberger has agreed to plead guilty to murdering 4 University of Idaho students. That would be part of a plea deal with prosecutors to avoid a death sentence. The change of plea hearing has been set for tomorrow. The 30-year-old Koberger was arrested in Pennsylvania some weeks after the killings. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Today's KSVIP is Joan Gilchrist. Joan is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday. Here's hoping it is a firecracker of a day. And this is from The Widow's Mite. Today, Joan, you're going to receive a flower from Nels Floral and KSVP. Today's KSVIP, Joan Gilchrist.
All right, welcome back, Artesia. We're now joined on the phone by Gentry Smith. Gentry, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can hear you. Awesome. Thank you so much for coming in. Gentry's with the Eddy County Fair, and you're coming to tell us all about what the public can expect, what the public can do out there during the fair week, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah, we have a lot of fun events planned this year, and so I just wanted to share a little bit about what we're going to have out there.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, because, of course, there's all the showing of animals and all of that stuff, but, we want the public to come out and be part of that and enjoy it as well, right?
That's correct. Yeah, these kids have worked really hard on all of their projects with their animals and their indoor exhibits, and it's a good way for them to get out and show all the hard work that they've been doing the last several months. But other than watching them show and see all the animals, we want to bring a little bit more excitement and fun for the public to enjoy some things too. So we've got a good lineup of good public entertainment.
Awesome. So what all do we got this year?
So we've got the Great American Entertainment Company coming, and they are providing an educational kids area. And it's going to be in the White Barn near where all the food court trailers are.
Yeah.
And in that, there's going to be a lot of really cool hands-on things for the kids. They're going to be able to milk a cow, and when I say milk a cow, we're not going to have a live cow there, but we're going to have a really cool fake cow there, and they've got a really cool system where they can milk the cow. They can do some steer roping. There's going to be a saddle and bridle and grooming station for horses. There's going to be scarecrow building and a place where they can gather eggs and take them to market. And then there's going to be craft stations and things like that. There's also going to be a little area where they can do pedal tractors and just get out there and feel like they're part of the farm experience. So I'm really excited to add that this year to the fair. I think the kids are really going to enjoy that, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But we've also got Dan the Farmer Man is coming with his Scarecrow sidekick this year, and I'm really excited because he's bringing his farm truck, and he's going to start off the week in the parade with us. And so you'll
awesome.
see him if y'all come out to the parade. You'll see him and his sidekick, the Scarecrow, going through the parade with all of us, and then he'll be at the fair all week doing some comedy shows. He'll do 3 or 4 shows a day, and we'll have those times all up on the website so people can see when he's going to be performing those. But he's really entertaining, and on a hot July day, he's got some added fun with misters and water sprayers to kind of hydrate the crowd a little bit to cool them off. So I'm really excited to have him join us this year also.
And where will he be performing in the show barn?
So he will be over between the carnival, where the carnival usually sits up, and where the food court barn is. So all of our daytime activities are kind of going to be right through that alleyway there.
Yeah.
And so I think that everybody will be able to find all of this pretty easily. We're going to have some signs out to direct people, but
awesome.
We've got Mr. Pete Pies coming from Clovis with his PBR mechanical buck and bull, and he's been there the last several years, and that's been a huge hit for the kids. They like to try to compete to see who can ride the longest, so I'm excited to have him back. And we've got a lot of fun in store. Like I said, we're starting off the week with the parade at 10 a.m. It's going to go down Main Street. And so, if anybody's out there got any kind of float or organization or group that they want, they can go to the website and they can print off the parade form and get that submitted so they can be a part of our parade. And if not, then we just welcome everybody out to come watch it and be a part of it as we open up the fair week with that parade. So.
Real quick, I want to clarify that time because on the chamber stuff that we've got, it says 9 a.m. So is it the start of the parade?
Well, so I believe the start of the parade, I think the check-in is at 9, but the parade actually starts at 10.
Okay, okay. Just wanted to double check on that.
Right, but I that's what the schedule says in the fair book, and that's what I'm going off of.
Okay.
But for the public, we'll be putting that out on our Facebook page as well as the EddyCountyFair.com, and we'll make sure those times are the correct times.
Okay.
So people can go find that there.
Yeah,
but,
absolutely. So
yeah,
awesome.
so I'm really excited about that. On Monday night at 7 p.m., we're gonna have a cowboy church service, and we'd like to welcome the public out. I know that the actual fair doesn't open to public until Tuesday at noon, but everybody's welcome out for that cowboy church service on Monday night also. And so I'd like to highlight that. And then towards the end of the week, we're going to close it out with our annual fire and ice competition and a cornhole tournament. And so there are lots to do on Saturday, too, with the booster shows and those events. So we're really excited about this year. I know it's going to be a little bit different because we're all under construction. So definitely like the public to have a little bit of grace for us and the different parking areas and the construction in general. But I think it's going to be just as good as ever. So we're really excited.
Yeah, and so, I mean, we've got all of those events going on. We've got, carnivals coming in. Do you know what day the carnival kicks off? Is it the very first day on Tuesday, or?
I believe Tuesday is the day that kicks off for the public.
Okay, so carnival, concerts on Wednesday night, bull riding concert on Friday night. So, I mean, there's just so much that the public can get out there and get involved in.
Yes, sir, for sure. And not to mention all the vendors and, through all the barns that'll be there offering. We've got a lot of local vendors. We've got some vendors coming in from a little further away. So it's going to be a good time for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we want everybody to come out, come support. Check out what the kids have got going. Plus, watching the shows are fun. Watching these kids show animals and everything else, and then if you want a real exciting time, just show up to the sale night.
Yes, that's a very exciting night. I'm glad you said that. That's the culmination of all these kids' hard work. Is that night with we start off with the buyer's dinner, and then we move right into the junior livestock auction, and that's just the end of it for the kids. All their hard work. A lot of these kids have had animals since October of last year.
Yeah.
Depending on the animal, it depends on what animal they get as to when they purchase them and start their projects. But a lot of these kids work year-round on their animals, and it's a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of, like determination and
so much
sacrifice
goes into
too.
that.
Yeah, for sure. So we really just encourage the communities to come out and support these kids and all of their efforts, and while they're there, have a little bit of fun with these other added events.
Yeah. So tons going on at the fair. We got some new additions. I'm excited about checking that stuff out. And one of the things to highlight is, as the public comes out, is just know with the new construction stuff, parking's a little different. Parking will be a little tighter. So bear with everybody, and and just be ready for that. But it's going to be a fun, exciting fair this year, I believe.
Yes, sir. I believe it is.
All right. Well, Gentry, thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to highlight before we go off, or?
Well, I think we covered it, but
okay.
I just really appreciate the community for supporting the fair every year. We always have great turnout, and and those sponsors, 111 Beef Republic, Devon Energy, ConocoPhillips for the concerts for those 3 nights, and just thanks for the public for always supporting our fair. We always have great support and community involvement, and we're just looking forward to another year full of fun, letting these kids do their thing and having fun together as a community.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you and keeping us up to date, and we'll see you at the fair.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much. And like I said, if there's anybody needing any more information, they can just go to eddycountyfair.com, and they can find all this information there.
Perfect. All right. Thank you so much, and take care, and God bless.
All right. You too. Thank you so much.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for Independence Day. We'll be back to sunshine, but in the meantime, we have that humid airflow coming in from the south. Rain and thunderstorms today, upper 70s on the high. Got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms for the overnight hours, too. We'll be in the mid-60s, and then showers and thunderstorms continue on Wednesday with our high in the upper 70s. A few showers Thursday, sunny Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
All right, Artesia, look at that. It's still cloudy out there. It's nice. Hopefully that rain's coming. Hobbs high of 71, Roswell 75, Carlsbad 72, and Artesia 71. Our graphic also tells us we do have flash flood watch in Hobbs, Carlsbad, and Artesia as well. So always keeping an eye out for that. It's predicted for rain to kind of start kicking off around noon today. Kind of off and on all the way through the evening hours, all the way up through the night. So it could be plenty of rain here over the next 24 hours. And then as the week goes on, it's going to warm up just a little bit. High of, I said 97 earlier on Friday. It's actually only 93. So a few degrees, lower 90s and then Saturday is going to warm up nice and warm. So hope you guys enjoy your holiday weekend. All right, let's take one last commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll talk to Aaron Irving and see what's going on in the world of finance.
When was the last time a bank asked you if you'd like to keep more of your money? At Artesia Credit Union, you pay yourself by avoiding big bank fees and all the corporate investors that go along with them. Let Artesia Credit Union help you achieve financial happiness. From home and auto loans to a working line of credit or sending your kids to college, membership is open to anyone who calls New Mexico home. Stop by the branch on 5th Street or log on to artesiacu.org. Artesia Credit Union, member NCUA, an equal housing lender.
Looking to start, continue, or complete your higher education journey? Join the more than 5,700 current Greyhounds on their journey to student success. Eastern New Mexico University offers the most affordable higher education degree in the Southwest, and New Mexico residents can go to school tuition-free with the New Mexico Opportunity Scholarship. With online or in-person degrees, ENMU is the right choice for you. For more information, visit enmu.edu. ENMU, student success, that's what we're about.
To be a champion, each team member must do their part to help the team win. That is true in business too. Ed Safety and Services LLC want to do their part to help your business win. They specialize in several field services: sandblasting, coating steamers, pressure washing, repairs, and cleanouts. Ed Safety also offers drug and alcohol screening and on-site services and safety trainings to make you better. Ed Safety and Services LLC, 575-736-1047. Proud supporter of the Artesia Bulldogs.
Family owned and operated for 4 generations. Forest Tire is here to service all your tire needs day and night. With your busy travel schedule, what you need is a tire that can keep up. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire with an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety you expect. You can lose track of time and focus on what really matters. For all your tire needs, brakes and alignments too, Forest Tire Company is a friend you can always count on. Forest Tire, keeping you rolling since 1944.
A special 4th of July night at Adobe Rose featuring Roswell's funnest garage band for over 17 years running. Hang loose from 7:30 to 10:30 p.m. They'll be playing a blend of classic rock with a hint of country. Great music and always a good time. Enjoy the taste in New Mexico, your favorite cocktails, beer, or wine at the Adobe Rose, located just off 13th and Ritchie in Artesia. Welcome back, Artesia. Hey, we're joined via Zoom with Aaron Irving. Aaron, how you doing, brother?
I'm very well. How about you?
Oh man, we're just plugging along, dude. It's been a good day.
All right.
I got my own theme song music now.
Wow.
Yeah, Gene moved me up in the world. I even got my own theme song. I think he got tired of me stealing his. So. Awesome, man. I had a joke for you this morning. I thought of a joke this morning, and then now I can't remember it. Oh, wait, no, I do remember it. I do remember it. Dad joke. What do you call a file of rabbits walking backwards away from you?
I know it. A receding hairline.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
I heard it. Yeah. Thanks to my mother-in-law out there. She gave me that one yesterday.
Very good.
Oh, man. So what do you got for us this morning?
Well, I don't know if you heard, but I'm going to Australia tomorrow.
Okay.
And so I got some Australian joke.
Oh, awesome.
These are posts on an Australian tourism website to answers questions that tourists gave them. So one is, can I bring cutlery into Australia? The answer, why? Just use your fingers like we do. The next one, can you send me the Vienna Boys Choir schedule? Austria is that quaint little country bordering Germany, which is, oh, forget it. Sure, the Vienna Boys Choir plays every Tuesday night in King's Cross, straight after the hippo races. Come naked. And the next one, can I wear high heels in Australia? You're a British politician, right? Next one, are there supermarkets in Sydney and is milk available all year round? No, we're a peaceful civilization of vegan hunter-gatherers. Milk is illegal. Next one, please send a list of all doctors in Australia who can dispense rattlesnake serum. Answer, rattlesnakes live in America, which is where you come from. All Australian snakes are perfectly harmless, can be handled safely, and make great pets. The next one, I'll leave it, this one will be the last one for you. I have a question about a famous animal in Australia, but I forget its name. It's a kind of bear and lives in trees. Answer, it's called a drop bear. They're so called because they drop out of gum trees and eat the brains out of anyone walking underneath them. You can scare them off by spraying yourself with human urine before you go out walking.
Have you ever been to Australia? This is your first trip?
I've not. This will be my first time. So.
You guys going to the Gold Coast, or where are you going?
To Sydney.
Sydney. Okay.
I think is the only place outside of Sydney and the beach areas that we're going.
Yeah, well, enjoy it. You'll love it down there. I'd absolutely love Australia. Now, I've never been to the East Coast. I actually went to the West Coast of Australia, a little town called Perth, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, I love the Australian people, and it was a great place. So, I even tried to talk to my wife. I'm like, I could get out of the Marine Corps. We could just move to Australia.
Oh wow!
At least on that part of the country, it was pretty cool because it's almost like it's 1950s America, man. Like nobody locked their cars. I mean, it's just relaxed environment, you know. But anyway, I hope you enjoy it. That'll be a fun trip. You'll get a kick out of it.
Thank you. Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Awesome. Well, why don't you go ahead and give us our financial report, and we'll talk a little bit on the other side.
All right. This is Aaron Irving with LPL Financial, member of FINRA and the SIPC, bringing you your mid-morning stock market report for Tuesday, July the 1st. Stocks are mixed this morning, kicking off the second half of 2025 after the broad market S&P 500 notched another record close to close out a stunning quarter. The S&P 500 was down 0.4%, while the NASDAQ composite dropped more than 1%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average gained 0.7%. Electric vehicle maker Tesla fell more than 5% after President Trump suggested in a post on Truth Social that the Department of Government Efficiency should look into the government subsidies that CEO Elon Musk's companies have received. Musk has criticized Trump's sweeping Big Beautiful Bill, calling it utterly insane and destructive over the weekend. In response to the president's recent post, Musk wrote in a post on X, "I'm literally saying cut it all out now." This isn't the first time that Trump and Musk have sparred over the administration's spending plans. A few broke out between the two earlier this year. Stocks showed little reaction to the comments from the Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, who confirmed at a panel at the European Central Bank's Forum on Central Banking in Portugal that the central bank likely would have cut rates again by now if it were not for tariffs. He added that any future move would depend on the data and didn't answer directly regarding whether or not July would be too soon. Wall Street is coming off another record-setting session after Canada walked back its digital services tax in an attempt to facilitate trade negotiations with the U.S. Ottawa's move to rescind the new levy comes after Trump said on Friday he would be terminating all discussions on trade with Canada. Stocks made an impressive comeback after suffering steep declines in April after President Trump's sweeping tariff policy pushed the S&P 500 near bear market territory. The major averages have since made a sharp turnaround, with the broad market index closing the second quarter with a 10.6% gain, and the Nasdaq up nearly 18% for that period. Currently, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is 390 points higher at 44,485. The S&P 500 is down 7 points at 6,196, and the Nasdaq Composite is 173 points lower at 20,196. West Texas Intermediate crude is up 32 cents a barrel to $65.43. Stocks of local interest: HF Sinclair is up 63 cents a share at $41.73. Walmart is up $1.13 at $98.91 a share. Apple is $3.13 a share higher at $208.30. And ConocoPhillips is up $1.36 to $91.10 a share. This is Aaron Irving with Oakley & Irving Wealth Management, serving business owners and energy industry professionals in the Pecos Valley and beyond. You can find us at oiwealth.com or at our offices in Artesia and Carlsbad. You can call us at 575-887-7075. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member of FINRA, and the SIPC.
All right. So, the world's still burning. It's horrible. Hey, I was just checking the news and trying to see. Big beautiful bill is not passed the Senate yet. I guess they're still in the middle of their vote-a-rama. So I was curious. I was hoping to wake up this morning and it'd be passed last night, and then see how the market reacted this morning. But I guess we'll have to wait at least another 24 hours. We'll see if they'll get it through in time.
Sure, there'll be some drama when it goes back over to the House as well. And so
oh yeah, man. At this point though, it is pretty funny because it seems like at this point you're faced with, if you don't like something in that bill, you have to vote for the largest tax increase in history in order to get your way. And I go,
voting with the Democrats.
Yeah, you really aren't thinking this one through right now. If you vote against it. But I mean, I know it's definitely not perfect. But it's. I think in the end it's going to be good for the economy, though.
Yeah, you kind of got to take the good instead of holding out for perfect, because perfect's never going to come when you got 535 people trying to figure out what perfect is. So.
Yeah. I am really curious to see how Jerome Powell reacts to Trump calling him out the other day. And did you see the deal where, what's her name, the press secretary is like, all of these countries have lower interest rates than us. And there's like a handwritten note, Jerome, you're not doing a good job,
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see how the Fed reacts to that. But we could definitely use a rate cut at this point. I mean, it's we need to get the markets moving again, especially on real estate.
Yeah. I don't think it would hurt to go down another quarter point to half a point. But we'll see what happens. They got two of the Federal Reserve governors have mentioned that they're open to cutting rates next month in their next meeting. So we'll see. It might be a more lively meeting than they usually are in the next one.
Yeah.
Some back and forth.
Hey, all I can imagine, those are really boring meetings.
Yeah. Even be a finance guy.
Yeah, like you got to be a really, really enjoy finances, to work in that world right there. So
yeah, for sure.
Awesome, man. So I think everything's looking good economically, and we just keep seeing, it is almost cliche to what the winning's getting so much, it just over and over and over and over again. He keeps pushing forward. It's pretty amazing to watch.
It is. I love the pace that he goes. It's just amazing. All the different areas and things, and running all of his cabinet secretaries ragged, and
yeah,
it's pretty awesome to see.
So So when I was in the military, we used to call it working on reverse schedule. You know, the guys who would work while we're all asleep, and you know, because they have to work night shift, whatever. So working reverse schedule. Like, I'm pretty sure Trump works complete reverse schedule from Biden. I think Biden was awake for 3 or 4 hours a day. Yeah.
Right.
I think Trump maybe gets 3 or 4 hours of sleep a night for as much as that guy's doing. He's tweeting at 1 a.m, you know, and it's kind of crazy to watch. I mean, he's working hard for it all.
It is. It's awesome. It's like he's wanting to get as much done as he can while he's still alive. Like he's.
You know, if you can't give him anything, if you don't agree with his policy, you got to give the guy work ethic. I mean, he's putting in more work than I think I've ever seen a president.
Absolutely.
He's always talking. He's always out there. He's always front and center. You know, you see the president once, you know, every few months, you know, and you never knew what they were doing. This guy's, you know, open kimono. Is it just, hey, here, look, here's what's next, and he just keeps going. So it's pretty awesome to watch.
He's allowed in his Oval Office where Biden wasn't allowed in his own Oval Office. They had to build a new one across the street for him.
Dude, I heard that the other day, and I was like, you've got to be kidding. It was almost like the last 4 years were, you know, fake. Like, was anything really happening up there that was run by that guy?
Yeah, he was just did what he, and I don't know if you remember, but in the early days, there were things where Biden did this or did that, and somebody asked him before he would have been told what he did.
Yeah.
Say, no, that's not right.
Yeah. Yeah, he would say, like, I never signed that, you know. Yeah. And everybody's like, oh, he's just forgetting. He just doesn't remember. He's doing so much. Like, no, he didn't actually have a clue what was happening under his name up there.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary. That can actually be the situation. And so, but I bet none of that happens in the Trump White House at all.
I bet not. I bet he has most decisions.
Yeah, I think he's making most of those decisions. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate it. Hey, and how long you gone to Australia for?
For 10 days. So we'll be back like the 15th or something like that. I can't remember, but yeah. So Mel will be available for you on Tuesdays to call the office in Artesia.
Yeah.
And have anybody on Thursdays.
Okay.
Won't do the market report on Thursdays, but Tuesdays are covered by Mel and the other days.
I will not try to do the market report on my own. That's that would not go well at all. All right, bud. Well, you enjoy your vacation, and we'll see you here in a couple weeks.
All right. Sounds good.
All right,
Take care.
man. God bless.
Now for your Pecos Valley news update, I'm Jared Cirillo. A 19-year-old is now charged with criminal counts in connection to what police say was an accidental shooting that resulted in the death of the man's 17-year-old brother in Roswell. Diego Bueno Ibarra is charged with involuntary manslaughter and negligent use of a deadly weapon for the death of Brian Bueno. Roswell police say the shooting happened Friday night in the alley behind the 500 block of Hickory Drive near the brothers' home. Police determined that the brothers were hanging out with several other people and popping fireworks and drinking alcohol. At some point, the group was sitting on the beds of 2 pickup trucks facing each other. That's when Diego allegedly began handling a gun. At some point, Diego pulled the trigger and the gun went off, with the bullet striking his brother Brian in the head. As you can expect, most local government offices will be closed Friday for the 4th of July holiday. The Roswell Visitor Center and Nancy Lopez Golf Course at Spring River will open on the 4th. Roswell City bus service and trash pickup will be altered because of the holiday. Roswell Transit will have their buses in operation on the 4th, but for fewer hours than usual. The buses will run the Main Street route from 9 to 5. Call-in requests for pickup on other streets will also be available on Friday. Additionally, the Solid Waste Department's trash pickup for the week of June 30th, which includes the 4th of July, has been adjusted. Areas normally picked up on Thursday will be picked up on Wednesday, and areas normally picked up on Friday will be picked up on Thursday, so a day before. The landfill will be closed on Friday. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
You know, there's been a lot of demagoguery and just outright, flat-out lying. And it's the same as what we hear every 2 years and 4 years. Republicans are racist and sexist and homophobic and xenophobic and Islamophobic. And they want dirty air and dirty water. And they want grandma and grandpa to eat dog food and cat food until some, Trump lookalike throws them in a wheelchair and drops them off a cliff. They're cutting Social Security. No, they're not. Now, they're all headed towards insolvency and, improvements and reform. And we shouldn't pay a dollar amount for one medical service versus one, if you're Medicaid versus Medicare. Able-bodied people ought to participate, do something.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
Pure Talk, my wireless company, a veteran-owned company, believes every man, every woman who has faithfully served this country deserves to proudly fly an American flag that was made in America. And that's why Pure Talk is on a mission to give an allegiance flag, the highest quality American flag made in Charleston, South Carolina, to 1,000 veterans in time for these patriotic holidays. Just switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk. Do it this month, and a portion of every sale will go to provide these high-quality flags, hand-sewn, to the deserving vets. Now, with plans starting at just $25 a month for unlimited talk and text and plenty of data, you can enjoy America's most dependable 5G network, all while cutting your cell phone bill in half. Average family saves over $1,000 a year. You just dial pound 250, say the keyword save now. Pure Talk's customer service will make the switch. Pound 250, keyword save now. Support our veterans and switch to America's wireless company, Pure Talk.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. Things look good for Independence Day. We'll be back to sunshine, but in the meantime, we have that humid airflow coming in from the south. Rain and thunderstorms today, upper 70s on the high. Got a good chance of showers and thunderstorms for the overnight hours, too. We'll be in the mid-60s, and then showers and thunderstorms continue on Wednesday with our high in the upper 70s. A few showers Thursday, sunny Independence Day. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Welcome back, Artesia. So we're joined by Miss Nancy from
Good
Eddy
morning.
County DWI. How are you, dear?
I am great.
Good.
I got rained on just a second ago.
Did you get a little bit of rain? I didn't see no rain yet.
Yeah, it just,
Must be on the other end of town because there wasn't none here hardly.
Well, I was parked right out
just
here,
little
and
sprinkles.
It just started sprinkling, and I
Yeah.
thought, well, this is cute.
Well, we'll see if it sticks. It actually shows like it really kind of picking up around noon, and then all the way through the night. So we could get some substantial rain.
This is 4th of July.
Which out at my place is kind of gets messy.
Yes. I can see where that would happen.
Yeah, that place gets... I got stuck in my own driveway the other morning. Had to put in four-wheel drive to get out of my own driveway.
Well, I remember a long time ago.
Pull your microphone down a little bit more. There you go.
Well, gosh, I can't even remember how many years ago when we were getting all that rain, going down through there and getting right there by where the Halliburton building is. And the police were there and wouldn't let anybody go any further because water was running across so deep. And I'm thinking, that's been a while back, but it might happen if it keeps going.
Well, that's not good because that's where my house is
I know.
at.
That's what I thought about. I was driving by and I looked at your house and I thought,
yeah, I don't want my field washed out.
He's a little bit low over there.
Yeah, it actually is. As the years, as we realized, we were thinking about it the other day, as the years, as they keep adding layers to the highway, it lifts up and then it slopes all back to my house. So, man.
It's nice to have all this rain, though.
It is.
It's been a while.
Really is, yeah.
I haven't had to water my yard all week, and that.
Yeah. Well, and you know what watering's like for us out there. So it's nice every time we get a rain. That's one blessed day we've got to go out and water plants.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of plants out there. So.
Lots of plants at your house.
Yeah.
But that's your fault.
It is.
It is my fault that I have all those plants too. Let's be honest about the whole thing.
You guys are regular customers. I do know that.
I was so determined this year. I wasn't going to put a plant in every little pot around my house. Didn't happen. But they're so pretty.
Yeah. You and the kids and the grandkids, their eyes are always out there. So we appreciate y'all as customers.
Yeah,
but
flower children, I guess is what it is.
So what's going on with Eddy County DWI?
Well, I just wanted to bring something up this morning. This is the time everybody's going out to the lake and in their boats and all this kind of stuff. Just a reminder that the same laws for your boat is what we have to pay attention to with our cars.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and you have open containers or you're drunk and you're out there on that boat, you're going to get yourself into trouble because the Game and Fish Department has some new equipment. So you might want to second think how much you drink and stay on the shore. If you're going to don't drive your boat and drink.
Drinking and boating don't mix any more than drinking and driving do.
No, and the catastrophe that comes with that is someone ending up in the lake and not being able to find them.
Right, it is. That's a horrible, horrible thing.
Just a reminder. And the other thing with the 4th of July, we all know about the fireworks and all that's coming out.
Yeah.
It's also something that doesn't mix well with alcohol.
Yeah.
And please, 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 people, just because your children are 16 and 17 years old, we've had some pretty serious injuries in the past couple of years. Pay attention. Those big fireworks aren't meant to hold them in your hand and light them.
No.
They're just not. So be careful.
Yeah. Don't imitate the silly people on the internet you see doing those things.
No, because we've all been burned in one way or another.
Yeah, drinking in boats, drinking in fireworks, none of that mixes together. So is there an open container law for boating in New Mexico, or do you know?
I'm not sure.
Not sure. You guys might want to check that out before you get on the boat with open containers.
I do know that if you are caught drinking and you're
driving the boat,
you're going to be in the same kind of trouble. Otherwise, so just be aware of that.
Yeah.
Get a designated driver or whatever.
Stay in the shore, stay in your camper, and hang out there, and
you don't
save the drinking for in the evening after the boating's done and everybody can relax and
sitting around the campfire.
Yeah, there you
enjoying
go.
Yourself.
Yeah.
There's no sense in ruining a holiday.
Yeah.
And 4th of July is notorious for being one of the deadliest holidays.
Yeah.
So don't be one of those people that, I can do this.
Yeah.
Don't do that. Just get a designated driver. It's not rocket science.
Well, and I'll get a little, I might get flack from some people on this, right? Is drinking is permissible.
Yes.
Okay, it really is. But getting drunk is worthless. Drinking to the point that you're intoxicated is a worthless endeavor. I used to tell my Marines this all the time because my young Marines had, they liked to party. I was like, I've never met a successful person in my life, a person who's truly succeeded and gone on to great things in life, that looks back on their life and says, man, I wish I'd spent more nights just completely obliterated and unable to remember what I was doing.
Yeah.
Come on.
No.
You want a drink or two, it's fine. It's a great way to relax. But
and
beyond
if you have
that,
a designated driver,
it's
fine.
Yeah.
But getting drunk
is
pointless.
You gain nothing from it except destroying your liver, destroying your body, destroying your mind, and possibly destroying other people's lives. And so, what are you gaining by it?
Nothing.
There's no reason to be walking in that path. Just
a little bit of forethought, a little bit of planning.
Yeah.
And as I've said a million times before, if you're having a party, that's great.
Yeah.
But don't let somebody walk out of your house sloppy drunk and get in there.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to have parties this weekend. You're going to have 4th of July get-togethers and everything else. And just drink responsibly, and partake responsibly. It's just not worth it. There's nothing worth the outcome of drunkenness. Not to mention, just being drunk and the other stupid stuff you might do because of it, because you aren't thinking right.
You're not.
Keep your head on your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? It is no reason to be doing all that.
Yeah, the list of the negative part of it is
far outweighs any positive.
World is round. There's so many reasons not to go that far. And
yeah. Actually, I can't think of any positives of getting drunk.
Absolutely
There are no positives. So even a single negative outweighs any reason to do it. So
yes, and it's very, very easy not to.
Yeah, it really
is.
It really isn't that hard to stay sober because you're already there.
Yeah, you're already there. Some people like beer. I didn't care anything for it. Throw one back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
But then be thinking, but the more you drink, the less you think.
Yeah.
So
I like that one. I haven't heard that one before, but that's a good one.
I just made that up.
Did you? Well done.
I'm thinking it right.
There's a new slogan for the Eddy County DWI group. The more you drink, the less you think. That's for sure.
I had a brain thing going on there.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, and it's.
Yeah, there's tons of ways to get a ride. There's no reason to not, especially in the modern age of cell phones and everything else. Even if you don't know where you're at, you can hit a button on there that shows people where you're at. You can get a ride, or just stay where you're at and go to sleep. But yeah,
there used to be right down from your house a real. I don't know if you remember it. I'm sure you do since you're from here. The dip that was there.
Yep.
Right after we got married, we was coming into town.
Yeah.
Come over that hill, and there was a drunk parked this direction in the bottom of that dip.
In the bottom of the dip. Yeah.
And we come over it, of course. We weren't going 20 miles an hour. We're going, 40 or 50?
Yeah.
And I thought, I've only been married one day. Is it over? I mean, that was a quick thought that I had in my head. And he was so drunk.
Yeah.
And he passed out, and I thought, oh,
goodness
my goodness.
Gracious.
Crazy things happen. But that's the end result.
Mm-hmm.
Is something like that, and someone getting killed, someone getting severely injured.
Somebody's life's going to get destroyed.
Yes.
And there's just.
I don't want it.
No, I agree. I don't either. So.
I've been in 3 drunk driving wrecks.
None of them were you.
No, not me driving. Somebody else driving.
Exactly, someone else driving.
Am I a magnet for this, or what is this deal?
Yeah.
But I'm still here to talk about it.
There you go.
But so many people aren't, and we have, of course, we all know all the little signs that are all over town showing all of the people right here in our own neighborhood that have been killed because of a drunk driver.
Wow.
That's totally uncalled for, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So you can go down the highway and see the signs. You can, on 26th Street, there's some signs.
Yeah.
There's even one on Blevins Road, so.
Yeah. They're pretty sober reminders,
Yes, they are.
of the fact that, people have lost their lives and people's lives have been destroyed and turned upside down, all because you want to have some drinks and drive. It just doesn't add up at this point,
It doesn't. And families are not destroyed, but they are destroyed.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
You want your son and your daughter to come home. You want your husband or your wife to come home.
Yeah.
And because somebody chose to drink too much, that's a hard pill to swallow.
It really, really is. Yeah. So, well, awesome. I appreciate it. We want everyone to have a great 4th of July, but do it responsibly. Do it wisely. Use wisdom and choosing your activities and what you do over the weekend. And so, what's your family doing for the 4th? You guys got big plans?
Not that I know of.
You're like, no, nobody's told me yet.
Nobody's told me yet.
Lachelle, you need to tell your mom what you're doing this weekend.
Well, I did ask her yesterday, and she looked at me, what are you talking about? I said, 4th of July. And she's just standing there looking at me. I thought, oh, you're kind of skipped it or what?
Just forgot we were going to celebrate it this year.
With
So
the rain and everything, making plans is.
Yeah.
But we usually just stay at home and watch the fireworks from our house.
Yeah.
And see them perfectly well. And we have some neighbors that just
yeah, and actually where you guys are at, you should be able to see there's no fireworks this year.
no fireworks.
It's a drone show, but you guys should still be able to see it from out there fairly well because it's going up about 500 feet in the air. So
And in the, when you have the music at the fair,
Yeah.
if the wind's blowing just right, it might as well be in my backyard.
in your backyard, I
So-
know. I know.
I never get tickets to go. I'll just go out and sit
Well,
right
the Faith and Family Night is free, so come on over and watch the concert. It's. I've worked hard on it, Nancy. You got to be there.
Okay. All right. Wow.
Well,
Now that's an order from headquarters.
Yeah.
Just in case you don't know our history here. So.
all right. Well, thank you so much, Nancy. I appreciate
Thank
you
you.
coming in and talking to us, and have a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July, and God bless.
One way or another.
Sometimes that dog barking is an Artesia Bulldog preparing for victory. Most of the time, however, it's probably just the family pet asking for attention. Artesia Animal Clinic provides a full range of services for just about any size pet or animal. Our new clinic has been expanded to provide better quality of care, including an in-house laboratory, radiology, surgery, herd health, and more. So the next time your pet looks like they could use some extra care, come by Artesia Animal Clinic in our newly remodeled and expanded facility at 110 West Mahone Drive.
Inc. Credible in Artesia is open for business, ready to give you the hometown quality and customer service you know and love. Georgia and her team specialize in in-house design for quality custom business cards at a competitive price. From scanning to desktop publishing, if you need it, they can do it. On Main Street across from the Derek Floor statue in downtown Artesia. For all your printing needs, think Inc. Credible.
Summer vacation is here, but just because you're on vacation doesn't mean your teeth should be. Protect your teeth this summer with a few summer tooth tips. First, drink lots of water. Believe it or not, most of the problems start with a dry mouth. Keep yourself and your mouth hydrated and happy. Avoid sugary drinks and avoid chewing on ice. Sure, it cools you off, but it's not great for your teeth. Don't forget to brush and floss regularly and dry out your toothbrush. Save your teeth for summer's sake. These tooth tips brought to you by Dr. K. Youngren and Smile Expressions, 2520 Hermosa Drive, Artesia.
Hey Artesia Bulldog fans, are you ready to unleash the spirit of victory this season? Tate Branch Auto Group is proud to stand alongside the Bulldogs as they charge onto the field, court, and track. Just like our commitment to delivering top-notch vehicles and service, your dedication and passion for the Bulldogs inspire us every day. Visit Tate Branch Auto Group today, either in person or online, because when it comes to supporting the Bulldogs, we're all in. Tate Branch Auto Group, revving up the Bulldog pride. Go Bulldogs!
All right, Artesia, welcome back. Hey, got a few minutes before we close out the show. I'd just like to close out kind of the way we started. We were in the started the show earlier in the scripture, and we're looking at the Psalms, and there was just a realization on my part as I've been studying this week, preparing this week's sermon and last week's, and thinking it through. And the Psalms talks, Psalm 149 talks about singing a new song to the Lord, and it's interesting in that psalm. The whole, the first 6 verses talk about singing a song to the Lord, praising the Lord, lifting His name up in the glory, and it says, "Let your praises, the praises of God, be in your throat, and let it be a two-edged sword in your hands." Our worship is our warfare, and I emphasized in the first hour, it's like, hey, if you proclaim the name of Christ, you should be gathering with other Christians on a regular basis to worship, and that's amazingly our God is not hampered by our own unwillingness to work or labor. He changes the world through a simple process of just worshiping him. It's amazing what God does with us when we're gathered together with other Christians and we're laboring together and we're seeking the good of the kingdom together. It brings us tighter together. It builds community. It strengthens us. It allows us to care for one another in a more robust manner. And one of the things, I keep talking about the concert coming up. It's a night of worship for the whole town. And so July 23rd, make plans. Be out there. Gates open at 6. The concert starts at 7. And it's not just a concert. It's us gathering together to lift up the name of the Lord. And I think the more we do that as a community, we've all got our individual churches, and praise God, the fact that we have so many churches in this town that are gathering together, but still looking at it. I look at it and guessing the numbers, and the truth is, I'd say less than 15% of the town is gathering to worship on Sunday mornings with somebody. I'm not saying you got to come join us. We'd love to have you at First Church, but gather with someone. Gather with a church that is lifting up the name of the Lord, worshiping, focusing on Him, turning to Him, trusting Him, and then doing big events like what we're doing at the concert, where all of us as the body of Christ, the larger universal church, can come together and hear His name praised together as one. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys are too. But I want us to, we talk about so many of the things that plague our world, the things that we struggle with, the ups and downs of politics, the struggles of life, and all these different issues, and we want to make a difference there. We want to change. But everywhere we look in Scripture, before God tells us to focus in on others and fixing the problems and taking care of all these issues, the first thing He does is say, focus on me. Look to me. You're not alone. You need to trust me first. And His presence is expressed to His people as the gathering of His body on earth. That's where you experience Christ in his fullness, is when you're gathered together with other people of like mind, worshiping the same God, turning to Him in praise and honor and glory. And so that's my encouragement to you this Tuesday, is as you're walking through the week, ask yourself, when's the last time I gathered with the body of Christ to worship the one I believe is to be my Savior? And if it's been a long time, find somewhere, go somewhere, lift His name up, sing and praise and hear His word spoken in all aspects. And all right, Artesia, good luck, God bless, and have a wonderful, wonderful week.
This